get too comfortable here. What a world. Alright, it seems to be working. We seem to be live. My category is food and drink. It's not fine playthrough. It's no closed captioning. It's not first playthrough. It's no spoilers. It's just IRL, I guess. That works. Alright, I think it's good. I should probably make sure I can actually hear through this. At least a little bit to make sure. Okay. Alright. I think the setup is good, is live. It is not showing the text on the screen this time, it looks like, which is amazing. Let me just test it once more. No, it's showing. Oh well, whatever. I don't know what causes that. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Alright, I think that's close to everything. I just need God damn it. I don't want to wear sneakers, but the sneakers will not untie. I am too good at tying my own sneakers. There we go. Wear sandals in this house because I'm lazy and that's how things go. Alright, there we go. Pringles, Dash, Crooked Tricking. How y'all doing? What is this Animal Crossing soundtrack? It's New Horizons, if I remember correctly. I don't remember the soundtracks very well. I'm a fan of like the original one and the GameCube one, but beyond that, I'm like, I don't remember my Animal Crossing soundtracks because I don't play the game. Alright, everything should be good to go, I believe. I think the only thing I need to set up is my computer because this is a recipe from my head. And because it's a recipe from my head, I was just kind of fucking around and making it one day. So, I have to actually remember the process that I went through when I actually made this. Thank you. This shirt is super, super good. I love this a lot. I don't think, quite honestly, I don't think I like it. I mean, not to say I haven't ever dabbled in it before. I've definitely dabbled in it plenty fine. It was just more of a matter of like, I'm just not very time committed to doing things. If I do that, I might as well play MMOs, but even then, I don't play MMOs, so it's just, it's not my thing, and that's fine. I'm happy to see everyone else enjoy it. That's the true enjoyment I get from Animal Crossing. Alright, well let me grab my first few ingredients real quick here. I'll be like kind of off-ish camera. Don't think, well, whatever. I can just like turn it slightly and you can watch me grab ingredients. It's all over here. So I need smoked paprika. I need coriander. I won't grind the cumin down. Coriander, because I think I'm out of fresh coriander of any sort. Cardamom, I have cloves. Peppercorns. Ooh, I forgot I had these actually. I think this is probably it, and then some more sugar, which I don't really need. Alright, we'll just work with these. these. So those will be our starting. So cumin, smoked paprika, and the coriander. You got it. You got it. Cookie stream, yo, Yasian, how's it going, my brother? How you doing? It's like not even fully showing all the way. There we go. There's Dash. Like it showed half of Dash's message for some reason on my phone, but it didn't actually do anything else besides that. Alright, so I need turmeric, red chili flakes. I have red chili flakes over here on my stove. Because I like using my most common ingredients. I like keeping those on the stove because of the kind of person I am. I need some turmeric. And remember, you can always click or type in !recipe if you want to see what I'm going through. Like I said, this is a recipe that I made while I was fucking around. It turned out extremely good enough for it to be literally requested by my lady. So that's definitely a win right there. Yo, Seco Flex. Well, hey, welcome to the US of A style of cooking, where I take two classic recipes and I combine them together, and then it turns out really good. How's it going, Chico Flex? Or T-Shol? Or is it C-Chol Flex? I actually don't know how to pronounce that. Once again, US of A, big dumb guy. That's me. I'm a big dumb guy. So, what else do I need here? Need a red onion. Not red onion, wow. Yellow onions. I have a box of onions down here because we keep our onions and we get packs of onions instead because we run through them so freaking much. I think I need 1.5 onions, so let's do that one, and which one looks better? It's been a few weeks since I purchased these. I think that other one's looking a little bit better, so let's go with that. Hi, cat. Do you want something? Do you need something? Bye, cat. Just look up, the cat is there. That's terrifying. It's 9 p.m. in Italy. Oh wow, yeah. I mean, not the latest I've had from the Eurocentric audience that it would seem to attract, but that's an appropriate amount of time. It's fine to be up at 9 p.m. Sometimes they're like, yeah, it's like 2 a.m. Like, it's Wednesday. I know you are like 3 days ahead into your weekend. That's not how the world works. Let's see. My ginger. Actually, I need to get something else ready real quick. Don't need much. Small one. I'll furnace aside later, but not that you would exactly see this now. Oh, it's kind of gross. What the hell? Alright, there we go. Just something else real quick. It's a death vegetable? Oh yeah. You cannot eat, well, probably any tikka masala for that matter. But you definitely cannot eat this recipe. Or most of my recipes, quite honestly. Since I found that love for making the infused onion oil, that's been going in like all my recipes. It's been super, super good. But it is very unfortunate that you cannot have those. That part sucks big time. Alright, ginger garlic. I don't have some ginger in here. Plenty of other stuff. Alright, ginger. Got some garlic in there. Got my lemons over here. Perfect. Girls are beautiful everywhere, honestly. This guy's getting weird. If anyone feels weirded about how this goes, just let me know. I have the power, and I think some other people do too, but... let's see. Okay, we'll put it in the fridge. That's all for the side sauce stuff, so... Alright, cool. I think we're all good for everything that we need to get started. That should be good. Alright. So thank you for your patience while I get this all set up. So, as I kind of mentioned in my last stream, toasting your spices wherever you possibly can is definitely a good idea. So, give it a shot. Anytime you have the opportunity to, toasting spices are real good. Grinding your spices where you possibly can, real good. So, you know, kind of all of the above as much as you can. Do that. But while that pan's warming up, I can show you some stuff I picked up while I was out, because literally like 45 minutes before the stream. I should probably turn this way back this way too. So literally like 45 minutes before the stream, I was like, oh yeah, I promised as a part of this I would do the smoker's cough shot. And so I had to, I'm like, I don't have any Jägermeister. I don't just carry Jägermeister. It doesn't happen for me. So I had to go out to the liquor store real quick and pick up some Jägermeister. But I was going to use that 45 minutes to actually eat before the stream. So I'm like, well, I need to go to 7-Eleven and I'm going to get like some sort of protein drink. Something I can just sip on real quick while I'm working on stuff. They don't have the one that I usually get, which is Core Power. So I found this muscle milk. And historically, every single muscle milk I've tried has been absolute dumpster fire. So we'll see if this one also follows suit for muscle milk. And then while I was also there, I remember I was in Whole Foods earlier this week, and one thing I saw in there was like this bougie water. And that's the only way I can explain it, because look at this thing. So why buy it? Because I need to eat. Because I am very hungry and I wish to eat something that is still around for my caloric intake and my protein intake. So, yeah, eating's good. So yeah, then I've seen this bougie water. I saw it in Whole Foods earlier this week. And I'm like, you know what, it's from Whole Foods, it's probably nothing special, whatever. But then I saw it in the 7-Eleven, I was like, well, okay, now I have to try it. Yeah, Liquid Death, because it murders your thirst. So I'm like, I guess I gotta try this. It's water from the Austrian Alps. I don't know. There are 2 different colored cans, and I cannot tell you which flavor is which. I don't think they have flavors, as far as I could tell. But this, I have to read the back to you all, because my pan's still heating up. I have a bit of time. So this infinitely recyclable can of stone cold sparkling water came straight from the Alps to murder your thirst. Our proprietary thirst murdering process begins with a liquid death forming a rope of veins that will wrap around your thirst head and strangle it. Once liquid death reaches your thirst brain, all of your thirst memories will be replaced with repeating loops of its own head imploding, which is exactly what happens next by it causing your thirst head to implode and its brains to squirt out of his ears. Once your thirst has been murdered, the soul of your thirst will begin to escape and float towards the ceiling. At this point, drink a second sip of liquid death to rip its soul back down and force it to begin gluing its own body parts together so that it can crawl back inside you and eventually grow into a fully formed thirst once again. Ingredients: mountain water, CO2. So basically, TLDR, it's water. But it's bougie water. It's water with marketing. That's really what it is. It's water with marketing. Also, Antler Ludo, how's it going? Good to see you, bud. So I'm like, well, I have to try that. But then while I was buying the shot of Jägermeister, because I went to the 7-Eleven, to the liquor store, because I didn't want to go in reverse. Because I'm like, I don't want to carry this liquor into a 7-Eleven. That just feels weird. I saw this Jägermeister cold brew coffee. I'm like, you know what the hell? I'm trying a lot of stuff anyway. Might as well try it. So, I have a Jägermeister cold brew coffee that I will try at some time throughout the stream. Yo, Ninebo, how you doing? How's it going? So, that's all the stuff I bought. I will try it throughout the stream. Starting with Liquid Death, because I guess I need a clean palate for this. To get whatever flavors I can out of this Alp water. Yep, it sure is a step below normal water. It is sure fizzy water that gives a false flavor for like 0.5 seconds before you realize, nope, this is just fizzling water from the Alps, allegedly. Oh yeah, like, if Robert and I were still hanging out, I would buy him one too. This would be the next one we try when we all, because when me and Dash always hang out, we try a new, what is it called? These shooters. We try a new shooter every time. So, we just try something new. And this would have been definitely on the list if we were to hang out today. Alright, so I'm going to grab my cumin real quick here, now that everything's starting to warm up. The pan's starting to get a little bit hotter. So plug in my spice grinder. Maybe. The plugs here are really weird. They're kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. I need 1.5 tablespoons, correct? Yeah, okay. Just a guesstimate. I'm really not good at guesstimating this sort of thing, but... You know what? Let's just fucking kill it. I'm sure I'll use it within the next so many weeks. You have a couple here waiting for the next time? Hey, whenever you want to either bring it over here or vice versa when I pick up that keyboard, we'll take it then. That's fine. That's fine by me. I would love to share another drink with you, buddy. That would be great. Alright, what did I just do with the cap to that? Okay. Spice grinders, they're really nice. If you really want to elevate your cooking, this is probably the best way to do it. The hard part is finding spices that are whole. That's the really, really hard part. Not ground all the way. But if you're able to find them, if you have like a local spice store or anything like that that actually carries these, oh, it just elevates your cooking in a very easy to do way. Not a cost-effective way, but a very easy to do way. Alright. So and I'm going to be going left and right to my computer, so you'll have to forgive me, because I just want to make sure I have all my numbers right. The Old Smoky Tennessee Moonshine Apple Pie Shot? I don't think so. I don't think so. Grind it. Pringles is not that kind of stream. Alright. 1.5 cumin, paprika, and coriander. So they're all 1.5. Okay, simple enough. Easy enough. I'm just gonna get a small bowl right here, a nice little ramekin. And we'll just put it all together. Once I actually have like something to measure a tablespoon with. That's always a good idea. But no, tell me about this real quick here, Kruger drinking. I have one of my ancestor altar. Walnut Liquors has them on a counter in the Rhino District. Okay. Duly noted. Alright. I think I have to do this actually. I don't think... Problem with spices on the other hand when you grind them is that sometimes they get just a bit wet. You have to kind of... You know what? Pringles is going to have a field day with this. You have to kind of get your finger in there and really finger it out to kind of get it out. Alright, that's actually about actually a tablespoon and a half by itself. I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt and pretend that's a tablespoon and a half and just put everything in there because, you know what, cumin's not a bad flavor anyway. You can go overboard with it for sure, but what if I'm lazy and don't fully measure everything? Smoke paprika? Yeah, okay. Because all I'm going to do anyway is just like something like that and then kind of pour it out, estimate a little bit. The thing about brine spices is that it will very much cake together unless it has stuff in it to make it not cake. So, and let me know if the music's too loud, too quiet, or anything like that. I kind of tested it on my side when I was starting the stream, so hopefully it's fine, but... Is that a face of Gutex? I can't even tell you, Asian. God damn it, Pringles. God damn it. After my 7th Old Smoky shot that distilled from corn, and I'm alert. I hate to admit it. Quite honestly, I hate to admit it, but that seems like to be your classic play. Crooked tricking. That seems to be the classic. I enjoyed this thing, and then I figured out I was allergic after the fact. I love you, man, but I want you to also live so I can continue to love you. I don't know what's too far. I don't know where your limits lie. Nut taste. No, the thing is, don't let Pringles lie to you. They've never been sorry for one dirty joke they've ever made in their entire life. That's water, but fizzier. That sure is water, but fizzier. There's nothing else to say about it. It's just water, but fizzier. Alright. Just so whenever 20 eventually makes it in and he sees me using a fork instead of a whisk, I'm using a whisk this time to make sure that he doesn't blow me up upon entry. Which doesn't even reach the corners of this stupid ramekin, so... But that's our spice. That's our spice mix. When you make most Indian style cooking, you kind of want to have a core spice mix. It's just the culture, I guess, is the best way I can put it, because I don't know a lot about, I guess, the huge, deep, ingrained culture when it comes to Middle Eastern cooking, but that seems to be the ideology from a lot of shows I watch, and that's sometimes all you can really go by. Well, I see it on television. It seems to be commonplace. It seems to impress every judge every time, and they win a good majority of the European cooking shows, usually based in Britain. Because like, oh my god, this has so much flavor. It's like, what do you all cook then? why does this surprise you for flavor? Alright. So, can I move this a smidge closer? Fork whisk is great, yeah. It's always clutch. I need to buy a whisk. Please buy a whisk. Can I get this any closer? Actually, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be plugged in. It's just useful. Alright. So, just to get you a little bit over here, toasting spices, not much really goes into it, quite honestly. You just kind of toast it until it becomes fragrant. And that's kind of the general essence of it. You don't want it to smoke. If it starts to smoke, you've gone too far type of thing. But it's not like it's absolutely ruined. It just makes it a little bit more bitter, but you can still use it just fine. You want to do it on a dry pan, and then you go from there. Alright, there we go. And it might burn a little bit upon entry, but just kind of keep sashaying it a little bit. It's kind of smoking a little bit. I can kind of smell it too. I guess it's probably that smoked paprika that's really coming out right now. But you don't need a lot of heat. Just kind of let it work for a bit. I've been whisking a spoon because I realized I have 6 spoons and 1 fork after moving. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. What? I mean, it works though, right? It works fine. Alright. Sorry, I have to always run off from my instructions because normally I would use my phone. Obviously, my phone's in use right now. You know, talk about just a smidge more. It's actually getting pretty fragrant already. I didn't think I had the pan that hot, but maybe I did. Maybe I did. 12 knives too? Jesus, are you trying to plan a murder? Because if so, cool, let me in on it. We gotta keep our weekends exciting. I gotta finish my coffees too. With that said, happy Saturday. How are you all doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Alright. And usually this doesn't really take too long. Just kind of get on both sides, let it toast a little bit. I just work knives all the time? Okay, that's fair. I mean, as you can see, we have our block of knives over here, but really I only use like 4 of them. About 4 of them or so. This whole conversation has been like, oh, that's bad. Oh, well, that's good. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's good. I have 12 knives, but I've only gotten the cutting board just now. What have you been cutting on? Coffee, baby. You love to drink it. Alright. Alright. I think we're probably good on this. It's fairly fragrant. I think we're good on that. So, just kind of put that into a bowl to the side here. And I apologize if anything's kind of like off camera-ish. I can only really see so much. What am I expecting? Of course it's going to sizzle once it hits a sink. Alright. Place mostly? Okay, yeah. That makes sense then. Alright, pop this back here real quick just to get some better frameage. Alright, so I'm actually going to put you on there for now so you can start warming up a little bit. So, to finish off the spice mixture, you go ahead and add the turmeric and the chili flakes. I believe that's it. Let me just check my own steps just to make sure. Okay. 1 tablespoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of chili flakes. That's flexible about however spicy you want on the chili flakes, obviously. But turmeric, don't go too overboard. It will stain everything. You don't need too much turmeric in your life. But don't let the bougie Instagram media tell you that you do. Don't listen to Instagram when it comes to your health. You need to have turmeric in everything. You need to have turmeric chai tea. You need to have turmeric kale. You need to have turmeric this. And it's like, okay, but I've been doing fine without the turmeric, I promise you. So last time I did 1 teaspoon. Oh yeah, you know, by the way, let me show something real quick. But the rich, skinny white ladies told me so. So this I got from H-Mart over your way, Pringles. It was something that Miracle Night or Kevin Man Legends suggested to me. This dry chili crush is super good. I like it a lot. Rocking it left and right for anything I need for spicing. It's super good. So if you get the opportunity, pick it up. I can always take a picture and send it your way if that's something you're interested in. I don't know how you all fare with spice. But I just do like did 1 teaspoon last time. I'll amp it up a little bit this time. I mean, it was plenty spicy last time, don't get me wrong. It was plenty spicy. But I could do with a little bit more spice. I live for spice. Yes, Yasian. You know, this is why I know I can trust you with my firstborn child, Yasian. Whenever that happens, I'm gonna throw him at you. You're gonna have to catch the kid, and I'm gonna trust you to do it. Alright. This is your spice mixture. Alright, now we get the heat. The ghee. Ghee, basically clarified butter. Clarified butter, basically you cook butter. If you cook it for long enough, it kind of separates a little bit. You scrape off the scum at the top. I don't know the proper term for it is, but you scrape that out, and what you're left over is the clarified butter. That's basically what ghee is. So, now you know how to make your own homemade stuff. At the same time, you could just go to the store and buy ghee. How much did I put in there? I think it was just a tablespoon. Hi, Cat. You are really in the way today. I don't think I did any. Damn it, Cat. Stop it. Cat is running everywhere. It's a problem. Alright, 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to kind of estimate tablespoons a little bit like that. That seems 2-ish. There we go. This is a not healthy recipe this time, unlike last time. So having a little bit more butter will not hurt at all. Mix that with soy sauce and get some good gyoza dip. Oh, yo, Dash, you got that brain on you. I see why Pringles married you. I understand. I need to have more gyoza in my life. The chili mix, not the. Put the butter with some soy sauce and dip your gyoza in it. Just sitting at like a Chinese restaurant. Excuse me, sir, do you have butter? Well, yeah, I'm sure we do in the back. Why? I wish to mix my soy sauce with this and make the ultimate gyoza dip. Oh! Yo, Bart! Congratulations, my dude! You fucking love to see it! Oh man, that's so great! Oh, I'm so happy. Sorry if I'm also blowing out people's ears because I'm yelling. I don't know what the mic sounds like. Let me know if I need to tone it down. I'm kind of half yelling because I can be as far as this. Yo, but congratulations, my dude. I hope to see that place soon. I mean, honestly, real talk, I have some flying credits that I need to use, and I need to purchase a ticket. So what I'm planning to do is just kind of go somewhere close, small, stay out there for a week, work remote, Arizona's on the list because it's close, small, but it's also one of the hot spots right now, if I remember correctly. But I mean, mind you, like, into next year, like, as far out as I possibly can go. So, we'll see what happens by next year. But Arizona's like, I need to go down there and visit you all. So hopefully you'll be in your new house by then. I can check it out. Would love to do that. I sound fine? Awesome. Yo, good. Otherwise, how you been, brother? How you been? Hopefully you've been doing well. Everyone give some love to B-Tide, because without him, I literally would have never started streaming. He was the one who got me started. Yeah, AC is fucked. AC's kind of a... It's kind of a mess right now, it seems like. Alright, cool. I'm turning on medium-high heat, get that going. I'm gonna drink some more liquid death. I do not feel my thirst having his brain squeezed out and splattered all over the ceiling yet. I actually kind of feel aggravated, more than anything else. But that's why we're trying stuff, right? Ah, right. I should have been looking, but... Alright, so one thing with butter, or however you use it, is that when you're starting to heat it up, it'll start to foam sometimes, and then you want the foam to subside before you start using it, in some cases. This is one of those cases. So it becomes more of a just kind of clarified liquid a little bit. Which I have going over here. Smells amazing. But, yeah. False advertisement. It's... Maybe I'm going to die a liquid death, because this is sure as water. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing else to say about it. It just is. It's just what's on the tin. Carbonated water. Oh, God. Alright, so next thing I need to do, actually, I'm going to turn that down for a bit, because I misordered my steps a bit, which is not a big deal, mind you, but I still need to sliver my onions, which I have over here. Alright. Slivering onions. For this recipe, especially for this recipe, and probably most Middle Eastern style recipes that you make, you want, if you're going to start with an onion base, you need to cut those onions as thinly as you possibly can. You can get, the thinner you cut, basically, the thinner you cut an onion, the more flavor you'll generally get out of it, the more sweetness you'll get out of it. So, you want to cut these as thinly as you possibly can. Ideally. Obviously, it doesn't have to be perfect. But the thinner, the better, is kind of the ideology for things with like onion bases and whatnot, if you really want to get an onion flavor out of it. And onion is always a great starting flavor for a lot of things you cook. If you don't know where to go with something that you're cooking, and you have onions available, start with onions. Start with the onions. That's always a good starting point for any sort of cooking. And the great part about it is that it's freaking onions, you know. They're still a vegetable, they're still really healthy, they're still really potent. You don't need a ton of it if you don't choose to. So if you're trying to eat healthy also, you know, onions, once again, a great place to start. But you're not all here for health today. Today is not a healthy recipe. Today is a birthday recipe. This is a celebration recipe. And you don't celebrate with pull-ups, unless you're me and Dash, in which case, yeah, you totally celebrate with pull-ups. I'm sure the first time we see each other, I'm like, yo, Dash, let me see that gym that you made in your house. And I will ignore the dogs for a bit. So let's see how thinly I can get this time. Like, real good chefs are like, with like good knife skills, unlike me, amateur knife skills, amateur hour knife skills, it's like, they get this shit thin. Like, especially like, you see it a lot in Japanese cooking too, like they get way the fuck thin. And it's like, I'm embarrassed to ever cut anything. And of course, it doesn't have to be whole onion slivers or anything like that. You can cut it as thinly as you want it, cut it in fourths, halves, however you want to do. It's truly up to you. Probably want to cut a bit more off the top, but whatever. Not that big of a deal. But at the same time, doesn't super duper matter that you get it extremely thin. If you can't, and it's a pain in the ass for you to do it, don't don't worry about it, just because in the end we'll end up blitzing all this anyway. So it's actually not that big of a deal. I mean, not that huge of a deal. You might lose a little bit of flavor out of it in the cooking process, but beyond that, you know, it's not like, oh, my recipe is ruined. Unless I go across the street to this Italian restaurant that also is next to this this Middle Eastern restaurant and disguise it as my own cooking. Delightfully devilish, Seymour. It's me, the meme guy. And I mean business. That's gonna be a thick cut, not a big deal. Actually, whatever, it's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna fret too much over it. Cooking is both an art, but it can be modern art where you do whatever the fuck you want, and no one gets to question it. No one gets to question you. Let's just do it like this. Alright, that should be fine. But yeah, if you can get them, like, I guess I should show an example because you're all so far away. But like, I can use my arms. My arms are hard. Like there. Like kind of like that thin, like kind of translucent a little bit. Then that's like the perfect cut. You can see the light kind of refracting through it. It's pretty good. That is a technique. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at it because of how my wrist angles. And I have to spend more time actually trying to keep my wrist straight. Because my wrist, I can't turn it all the way without some struggle. So I do struggle with that technique a lot. I do it with certain things when I'm more rough cutting, but when I'm trying to get actually straight, because I'm like, all right, I gotta like hold it, keep it all together, and force my wrist into that straight. But it's a really good technique for the people who can rock it. Ignore the dog's not possible. You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't know what I was thinking. The answer was I wasn't thinking at all. All right. And then I just need half of another onion, so actually, here's one thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to put that into a bowl. There is no reason to not put it elsewhere for the time being. But, I mean, ultimately, there's a chef I do watch, well, a home chef, I will say. I watch a lot on YouTube. Adam Rasugea, I think is how you pronounce his last name. I can't tell, because he doesn't say it out loud very often. Because, I mean, how many people say their last name out loud very often? But, you know, he also just kind of said, you know, knife technique is great and all, but really, it's not a supplement of your, I mean, it's not what deems your cooking worthy or not. And so he has what he calls the walk, not run cutting technique, where he makes contact with the board every time to make sure that he is on the board before he tries to cut again. So it's very, very interesting. Oh shit, a werewolf. How's it going, dude? Happy Saturday to you. Hell yeah, I gotta cook my lady's requested birthday dinner. So we're getting on that. We're gonna get on that. I just don't want a big chunk in there, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that real quick and dice it. Because a big bulb fell out, so. Alright, and then. What you got going on Saturday, though? What's up with you? Alright. And one thing I try to kind of do with the walk, not run method, as he puts it, is I try to use my fingers as, like, the guide itself. Like, put my knuckles of the fingers against the knife to kind of, like, be the guide of how far down I want to go. God, I'm really slivering these onions today. Those last few cuts were unintentional slivers. Alright, cut. Flip the other way. I've cooked a lot of stuff these last few months. Just trying a lot of new things and whatnot. And, you know, we have a lot of free time. Well, not a lot of free time. I should just say a lot of time at home. So, gotta use it to the best of our abilities. But that's fine, you know? That's okay. You gotta remain zen sometimes and accept that, hey, things are whack in the world. It happens. But you have to stay safe. You have to keep others safe. You have to care for your neighbor. You know, this apartment complex, I'm not gonna lie, people don't exactly talk to each other in this part. They're very to themselves, but you know, we aren't going to talk to each other. You know, still care for your neighbor in what ways you can. Wear your mask. You know, still wave to your folks even if they won't talk back to you. Yeah, you just gotta be good. Just gotta give them a little head nod or two. Say, I know you exist, even though you will not talk to me. I don't know, maybe it's our generation too. Maybe we're not used to face-to-face contact anymore, because there was this gal who was like walking her dogs, and my lady's dad came in to drop off some flowers, and was just like kind of swinging by, and we were kind of talking in the lobby and whatnot. And you know, there was two big dogs. He loves dogs and everything like that. He tried to make conversation with her. She just like clammed up like super freaking hard. And I was like, you have two gorgeous dogs. He likes the dogs. I don't know. At least say thank you. At least say thank you, I guess, about the dogs. So I don't know. It's just I don't know. I feel bad for him because it's like, sorry, that's just our generation, I guess. So. Well, yeah, that's what's up. My daughter has fallen asleep on me. Oh, that's adorable. Oh my gosh. Yes. I have not tried Baron Jaeger. I don't drink all that much anymore, honestly. Not as much, I should say. I have my occasional good times, but there's a reason for this. So, as part of the sub goal, originally I had a sub goal that was like, okay, once I reach this next level of subs, I'll have what is called a smoker's cough, which is a shot of Jägermeister, and a dollop of mayo. But then people said they actually liked the cooking stream when I finally went through with it. I'm like, well, so that should be the goal then, I guess. And everyone's like, yeah, go for it as your stream goal or your sub goal. So I switched it back up, but I said, you know what? In all fairness, if there's anyone who did sub during this and said I wanted to see you drink that, I'm gonna put the opportunity out there. I'm not gonna take it away. I will also keep it on the table. So I forgot about 45 minutes before streaming, and I had to go pick up a shooter of it. So, I don't know. Once I get something cooking for a bit, I'll probably move on over and get that going. Alright. And actually, let me prepare a few more things before I get to the next step, because I think it's just let that cook until translucent. It's onions. That can kind of take as long as you want it to. A little bit browning won't hurt. So, but I will prepare the garlic, which I have out, and the ginger, which I also have out. Ginger takes fucking forever, though, to prepare, so let me start with that one. I at least want to get that out of the way. And I think I just need like 2 tablespoons of it. So, if you tuned into this cooking stream last time, you remember the technique. Do you remember the technique to shaving off ginger? Do you remember the technique? Instead of talking to my neighbors, I've had my neighbors apologize. Oh. When they almost ran me over in the crosswalk for some reason. Hey, you're that dude who we almost killed the other day. My bad. Our bad. Let's make good, shall we? Ooh, that sounds super good. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. We were looking for a special gin the other day. It was I can't remember what it's called now. I know it had Sparrow in the name, but the problem with saying Sparrow is that my brain goes to Guilty Gear, and it's like Sparrowhawk. It's like, it's not called Sparrowhawk. And then it goes Sparrow Gin. It's like, no, it's not the Tekken player. So, there's some Sparrow something alcohol that we had to order in. And we're all like kind of breaking up the costs between all of us because it's super expensive to ship overseas. But we're going to try some sort of black gin. Sometime soon. Really excited for that. It's like, I don't drink much, but when I do drink, I want to make it worthwhile. I want it to be a new experience for me at this point. I guess, technically, the Smoker's Coffee is still a new experience for me, so there's also that. Alright, I'll just cut off the top instead of trying to grind that off, but otherwise... I don't know if you can actually see my hands right now, but not as much interesting going on. I'm using a spoon to carve off the skin of the ginger. So once again, if you ever have ginger, just use the spoon technique and just carve off the skin. Super easy, super simple. Makes life worth living instead of trying to use a peeler on these things. You can kind of get into the crevices a little bit and get all around it. If there's a part you want to break off, you have a solid enough material to be able to break it actually off. it speeds up the process dramatically, and I really did not like working with ginger before I learned this technique, or learned this, I guess, life hack, as once upon the cool kids called it. There we go. Cool. I'm gonna shave off these sides here that I didn't want to peel off because I was lazy. There's that. And that can come off there. Cool. Alright. Ginger, very similar to onions. The finer you grate it, the more flavor you get out of it, the more juice you get out of it, the better the flavor you will get. So, remember that. Honey got my attention, yeah. Dash, tell them NDK stories. I hear honey and alcohol and oh, it's been a while since I've had me too. Oh, it's so good. Hell yeah, Clappy Chappy, you back in the kitchen today, baby. Let's fucking go. How's it going, fam? How you doing? Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're well. How much do I need ginger again? Sorry, I gotta check my recipe like a billion times. I gotta replicate magic that I had to do from memory. Oh, wow. 3 tablespoons. Alright, I'm gonna need a lot more than that, man. I'm gonna have to cover this one up too. But I stopped drinking 2 years ago, but I do miss Mager when that sore throat comes around. Hey! If you're staying at home, like, look, as far as I'm concerned, if you're staying at home, and you just want to use it as a remedy, I mean, they used to use alcohol as a remedy at one point of years. I think they were onto something. At the very least, you can sleep, you can relax. There we go. Oof, NDK, that brings back memories. Yeah, if you want to feel fucking aged, that's definitely one way to do it. But you're good, happy Saturday to you as well. Hell yeah. How goes the prep phase? I mean, you know, it's a prep phase, but we have... Oh, you came in late, so you don't know what I'm drinking right now. And you don't know the story of why I'm drinking things right now. I'm going to actually carve that off. So, I don't know if you maybe remember Clappy Trappy, because it might have been right after you really started watching my streams a little bit more. But there was a point when I had a sub goal, before I set it up to be cooking stream number 2, where I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do for a sub goal because everyone's subbing so fast. And one of the subs I made, I'm like, well, let's just make it like drink a ridiculous drink. And I had set it up to be a mixed drink, mixed used lightly, called a smoker's cough. And then that was kind of like, then I had my first cooking stream, and then people liked it. They said that should be your goal for the second cooking stream. So I just like, okay, that's great. Every 10 subs, make a cooking stream. That's good. That's good. That's easy to follow. But then I'm like, well, you know, there was some subscriptions in between the times, so I didn't want to take it off the table entirely. So I said, okay, whenever I do the cooking stream, I will also have a smoker's cough. To answer your question that I assume you're asking, because I can't look up right now because I'm carving stuff out, a smoker's cough is a shot of Jägermeister and a dollop of mayonnaise. That sounds absolutely ratchet to me, because I'm not the biggest fan of mayonnaise. It kind of makes me gag on its own. So, not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared of this one, this cursed cocktail. So, I had to go out, because I forgot like 45 minutes before I started streaming that I was going to do that. I just like completely forgot, so I'm like, well shit, I have to go pick that up right now. That end doesn't look too happy, I'm just gonna cut it off, fuck it. And so while I was out, I'm like, well, I need to stop by the 7-Eleven because I was planning to eat 45 minutes ahead of time. So I'm like, well, I'll just grab a protein shake real quick and I'll just sip on it during the stream. Easy. And then while I was there, I picked up Liquid Death, which I will not re-explain what Liquid Death is for hilarity purposes, but basically it claims to take my thirst and squeeze its brains out and release it and recapture its soul once it dies to bring back in. To bring back in so it can murder it again, a second time. That is what this Liquid Death is. That's what it claims. It's sure is water, but fizzier. Also, yo, Green Biker Man, thank you much for the host. I'm much appreciated. I don't know why it shows that. I apologize if anyone does any follows, subs, or anything like that. It doesn't show those apparently, but the host, oh yeah, there you go, brother. That was a host. It's like, do you want to tell me about the other stuff that's going on, please, Streamlabs? That'd be great. Ah, there's 20. I knew he'd show up. I know his handsome ass was gonna show up somewhere along the line. How's it going, Big Sexy? How's your Shenmue 2 adventures? Hopefully going well still. Because I think you said you had already played Shenmue 2. Because you did it in reverse order. So you probably know what you're doing. You don't rate more than 5, it doesn't show anyone. Yeah, that's really dumb. But for some reason, it showed, like, because I'm on my cell phone right now. And the cell phone has its own fucking rules when it comes to Streamlabs. And so it totally, like, I got off and I, like, did another stream later on. And it's like all these, like, people followed or, like, subbed or did stuff like that during the last cooking stream. And, like, why didn't it say anything? So, if anyone does follow, sub, whatever throughout this process, I greatly apologize. It doesn't show me that, but apparently it shows me people hosting, which is new to me. Apparently hosting's okay, but follows, subs, things I also want to thank people for? No, not those. Of course, never those. What am I looking for? I don't feel like using a microplaner. That is too much work today. But that said, how's it going? How you doing, Greenback guy? Yeah. Takes a handsome ass and know a handsome ass. See, tell 20 that. Tell him that, because he's the one who doesn't believe he's handsome. And I'll tell you, that dude is. He's fucking jacked. He has a great sense of humor. He has a story for every situation. Give your love to 20 if you haven't already. Seriously, this guy's fucking great. Also, Clappy Tracky. I mean, everyone in this stream is like a streamer that I really love watching. I endorse all of you to one another. Alright, that should get me like 3-ish tablespoons-ish of stuff-ish. Alright, I think it's 3, right? Yeah, alright. Peeled and grated, alright. This is the honestly worst part about any recipe that uses ginger though. It takes like 400 years to get this carved down to like an amount you want. I gotta move everything out of the way, because I have all this stuff in the way. And once I get the onions going, I'll probably let that rock, and I'll prepare the smoker's cough. So, you know, be ready for that. If you want to see me drink this damn smoker's cough, that'll be a time. But also I can't read from that far. Oh gosh. Twitch isn't showing rays. Oh, no, we talked about that. Trying to learn a dog infinite. Oh, the Zappa Guilty Gear comments. Oh. Yeah. At first, I was really trying to play Order Soul, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have the brain power and capacity to quit into this game. I'm just gonna play Faust. Fuck it. My wires get crossed, but I'm not playing Zerd as heavily anymore, so fuck it. If my wires get crossed, it's not that big of a deal. I've been avoiding it for that reason. Still Central for each other. Let's go. Yeah. Hit that follow button for everyone else in the chat. Greenbarker guy's doing a bunch of retro right now. I'm going to believe, he may not agree with me, but I'm believing he's taking a break from River City Ransom speedrunning to play some other really good retro games right now. That dude's fucking killing it. His old school setup is sick. Clappy Trappy, the master of variants. There was a word I had in there. It started with an A. I don't remember anymore. Plays all these games that I've never even heard of and gets tortured in every single one and then does Mimes paint drawings for like an hour. That fucking guy's crazy. Even though it's not their main account. Dash and Pringles both. They stream on Little Green Couch. They play Terraria. They play Thousand Year Door, Mario. They might be done with that actually. No, and maybe. And they're playing Hades all at the same time as a cute couple on their green couch with a green screen. So they can be wherever they want. They could be in space. They could be in your living room. And they love streaming with friends too. So they also do a lot of party games. Hang out with them. Crook and Trigger may not be able to stream as much, but they are a great moderator in any location that you have them. If you want a safe space, Crook and Trigger is the king. Okay, now it's showing. Now it's showing a follow. Black Jamie, thank you much for the follow. Don't know why it started doing it now and not the last time I did a cooking stream, but you love to see it. Thank you much for the follow. I don't know why it happened this time and not last time. But you know what? Whatever. We're gonna roll with it. Alright. Don't mind me. I swear my counter's clean. I'm a very retentive person when it comes to trying not to waste food. As you see me scraping off the front side of a freaking mandolin or whatever this thing is called. You know, for how much I love cooking, I don't have a lot of technical terms. That's just the kind of person I am. Also, this sucks too because the cat, that fucking asshole, cut me. And it's like on my finger. It was last night too, so it was a fresh cut. And oh, it's burning right now. I ain't gonna lie. This shit is burning. Yeah, shout out to Black Jamie for just hitting it just hard enough so that it fixed itself. A cheese grater? A grater. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. A grater. Thank you. A mandolin is like, I think this actual specific cut in the middle that's like, you get the long slices. So, I think. Don't quote me on that. Look, once again, I'm not a technical person. I know I do commentary, but I'm not a technical person. Ooh, alright. I might need to get a Band-Aid, because that is on fire right now. That is burning up right now. Hardcore. And I'm just going to kind of estimate. Once again, kind of ginger and garlic, kind of both my theory personally is that it's really hard to go overboard with them. It's extremely hard. They're more aromatic flavors than anything else. And I'm a huge fan of aromatics when it comes to my flavoring. So I like it a lot. My ladies like it a lot. And I mean, most of the Middle East cooking style likes it a lot. That's why they use a lot of spices. So I'm kind of just going to estimate. Like, I'll put my spoon in there, my tablespoon in there, and just kind of measure-ish, out-ish. 3 tablespoons if we're good or not. And if we're good, great. If we're not, great. I'll get a little bit more in there, and then for a little bit over, as long as we're not like 6 over, it's fine. But you follow the same school of thinking when it comes to garlic. It's really hard to go overboard. And if you do, then you just get a garlic flavored thing more than anything else. Alright. Ooh, that finger is... Oh, that finger has scored 3 baskets in NBA Jam because it's on fire. I'm laughing because I'm both in pain, but I also appreciated my own joke that much too. Alright, let's see. So that's about 1-ish. Let's just actually really get in there. So that's about 1-ish. Okay. Let's see, it's about 2-ish. I'm a little bit short, so I'll grind a little bit more real quickly here. And I'll grab a paper towel too while I'm at it. Which I need to restock the paper towel, the nearby one. Ladies, man, I work for the cucumber. Oh yeah. I'm dying. I fucking love you. I love you too, Clappy Trappy. I need some liquid skin. The liquid death is actually the ginger. This wasn't a product, it was a warning. You're gonna touch some liquids and it'll be the death of you. That'll be 2 days in a row, because you're gonna laugh at day 1 of me being really dumb. Is it the shoes? Yes! Oh, I miss NBA Jam. But no, I can actually show you all real quickly here. So I'm fermenting some garlic right now, some honey garlic right now. Obviously, need to prepare a bunch of garlic to make that happen. I did all that, and then I washed my hands, mind you. I've washed my hands like multiple times, like twice after that. And then I went to take my contact out because it was bothering me. And like, I put my hand, no, I was putting contacts in, so I was doing the reverse. I put the contact in, and like, oh, I'm like, I did not think that garlic as a liquid would stick that long on your fingers like peppers. Like, that was worse than peppers, it honestly felt like. It hurt. I was like, Jesus, fuck. This is real bad. How do you evacuate my eyeballs for that one, for sure? But, oh, that was brutal. That was real brutal. So, yeah, don't touch your eye after you mess with garlic either. I mean, it's kind of like obviously, but it really got under my fingernails and stuff like that, I guess. More. Man, Animal Crossing music's pretty good. If I I select my music in Animal Crossing, I might play for longer than like an hour. But I feel like that does not enhance the experience by choosing my own music. I'm really like avoiding trying to use my finger. It's not working. I can't get as much power without holding this in a certain way. Alright, how's that look? I think that should be about enough. Oops, assuming I don't just throw it off the freaking pole. Alright, we'll just go with yes, because I want to stop using my finger. They see music as the perfect sharing to talk to these shows. Yo, I love to hear it. I'm like, I need a long video game soundtrack that's like super chill the whole way through. Because like, as much as I love like VA11 as a soundtrack, that's really good. The Sims as a soundtrack, that's really good. The problem with those is that they are only, quote unquote, only like around like an hour and a half to 2 hours long. So that's an issue when it comes to like, what if I run out of soundtrack? What do? My hands are very full right now. I can't just stop making deliciousness for anyone, you know? I don't know if I need that again. I don't think I do, but let's keep it out real quick. Alright. And then we want equal parts garlic for this one. But you do want a fairly hefty amount, too, just because good flavors, and you're kind of cooking it down for a while anyway, so that's not a bad thing. But yeah, when I take my contacts out and make a speech sauce, like, ooh, yeah, that sounds nightmarish. But watching it like 8 times, still caught on. Yeah, it sucks. I ate a California Reaper once. Thought it'd be a good idea to go to the bathroom before washing my hands. I can't believe Green Biker Guy died, and his ghost now lives on Twitch. Oh my days, that sounds nightmarish. Hey, you know, that's all we need sometimes. It's the minute of the day, at least in the US. We don't need any stress. You know, you're probably on your weekend. You made it through the week. Well, there goes that one. There goes that garlic. You know, you just kind of... I don't know why I'm standing over the trash can at this point. I got the skin off. But you should relax. Be able to really enjoy yourself. Enjoy what you've earned this weekend. Some time to cook with Ryudo. Understand what goes through his brain during the end of the week. Which is mostly just me screaming at myself because I suck at Mahjong. Oh wow. I dropped a lot of garlic over here. Not garlic, ginger. Words of G's. Hard. Gotta throw that away. But no, it's currently me yelling at myself for being bad at Mahjong. Although, I wish Mini Matt was in the chat, because he could tell you that I messaged him at like 7 o'clock this morning. Like, man, I played smart. I fucking did it. I got first place in the match. And then I like immediately lost 3 right afterwards. And by the time he actually responded, he's like, hey, great job. Like, thanks. And then I lost 3 in a row. Oh, gosh. You're doing Outlast later. Outlast? I've seen the game, but I don't think I've heard of it. I mean, I don't think I've... Let me reverse that. I've heard of the game. I've seen other people playing the game on their Twitch bar. But... I'm actually going to take you off for a bit. But... I haven't seen the game in action yet. Is it another horror-style game? Oh, I already have it out. Good job, me. I did it. Alright. That's not very clean. I need to figure this stuff out. Like, I love my lady. She's great and all. She's not the best at hand cleaning certain objects. And the thing is, she loves, well, maybe not loves is the word, but she prefers to clean stuff by hand. It's like in her pattern to clean stuff by hand instead of like actually cleaning it in a dishwasher. So I'm like, well, whatever, that's your choice. I don't really mind. So it's like, but it's also like, huh. Some of these things just don't get cleaned that need a little bit more attention, like the garlic press, for example, is a good one. I'm actually surprised that Chipotle seasoning I have is actually spicy because most times it's just flavorful. Yeah. I mean, once again, kind of, you have to play to the audience. I think as Americans, we're probably moving a little bit more to the spicy side and not just tough guy, spicy as being tough guy thing. Kind of like how working out is not just for meatheads anymore type of thing. It's like, no, it's just something that anyone can kind of do if they want to enhance their fitness levels. It's something that anyone can do. It's not, this is not for tough guys. This is for anyone who might like a spice or two. You don't have to just go crazy with it. You can have different levels of spice and actual levels of spice. I too suck at Mahjong. Didn't you get 13th place at the Mahjong Soul tournament at EVO? Online EVO? I would beg to differ. I can't even beat these randos because I can't figure out what I'm supposed to be doing all the time, let alone what they're trying to do a lot of time. I'm getting better, mind you. And it's only been like 2 days since I've learned how to play from Minimat. Which, shout out to Minimat, by the way, for even doing the teaching stream. It's been real... It's a game I'm being passionate about. Alright, I see something happen, and I can't see entirely what happened. I think it's a raid, though. Yo, Corgi! How's it going, brother? Oh, even Miranda 2 is also here. You love to see it. How y'all doing? How you fine folks on this fine Saturday? Tell me about yourselves and how you're doing. I know all about y'all, but I want to know how you're doing currently. It's very important to me. I forgot to copy the raid tag. Guardian, is that Guardian the fourth wall? Guardian of the fourth wall, yes, there you go. Dubs, you know I wouldn't say no. It would be easier to cook than this. I mean, that's just dinner delivered right there. That's DoorDash, baby. Yo, everyone, get in on Dubs' buns. Good. Nah, on your future, but specifically, his ass needs to be ate in front of a live studio audience. Eating Dub's ass is sponsored by Twitch.tv and is recorded from a live studio audience. Good to see you all. Corgi, what'd you get done streaming? Because I didn't get to actually hop on the Twitch this morning because I was stuck in losing in Mahjong Soul. Game's got me by the balls, but I sure also wish I felt better about my own performances. That screen's not going away. Oh, very good. I don't know if I can stop it. Shouts to Black Jamie for fixing alerts. Shouts to Dumbass Corgi. You get it this time. I'll say the full name this time. Dumbass NB Corgi for breaking it this time. We were gear? Oh, we were playing gear? Oh shit. Dub's art to my gear. Oh, nice. Huh. Let me try clicking something real quick. Nope, that didn't work. Editor, maybe? Alert box? I can move it. I sure can move it. Can I? It says it's hidden on stream now. Did it work? Doesn't look like it. It looks like it just broke. Shown in preview. Is it gone now? Looks like it's gone. Also, like, everything's freezing on my phone at the same time. It's pretty good. It's pretty good magic. It's gone? Alright, cool. Now, what if I go back to the editor, I turn it back on. Wait, I can turn chat box off then! Show in preview, hidden on stream. Yes. And then, what if I turn you back on? Showing on stream, but I also want shown on my preview. Alright, and then if I hit OK... Ah, it's still stuck! Ah! I lost all my life points. Yugi, no! Alright, what if I delete it? Alright, I'm gonna try one more thing. If this doesn't work, I don't care enough. You'll just have to tell me. You'll just have to tell me that things are happening. You have to, like, say, hey, give this person some love, and I'm like, word. Alright, alert box. We'll try to reload it. We'll put it over here. Showing on stream. We're good. I will not answer that phone call. Thank you, though, for calling anyway. Alright. Well, the chat's still there, apparently. Sorry, I'm very retentive about this sort of stuff. Alright, or is the chat hidden? Is the chat hidden? Clappy Chappy is hosting me, but this one comes from Justin TV, and not anything else. Chat isn't showing on stream. Okay, that's good. Tikka Masala. I am soggy for Tikka. I mean, I'm laughing, but I'm more laughing in unison with you. I definitely have a hard kink for Tikka Masala. Way, way hard. I mean, that's why I turned into a pasta sauce that I was fucking around one day. You know what? I'm gonna leave it as is. We're just gonna leave it open. It's not gonna show. It's gonna make noises at me, but it's not gonna show anything on stream, I guess. This is where we are in our life, I suppose. Unless it did show the alert for you, in which case, with me, man, I should have been. You know why reviews go? I thought your name was Dumbassin by Corgi. Dumbassin by Corgi. If you're looking for that real himbo sense, check out Dumbassin by Corgi. Oh, Jesus. Wait. Really? He can't handle Mediterranean food? I've always felt like Mediterranean food was kind of like the easy mode of food. Like, it's like the very minimal, like, hey, what do you have in this marinade? We have yogurt, we have lemon, and we have oil. That's it. That's it. That's all we have in here. That sucks, though. Corgi sponsored dumbassery. I mean, I for one would purchase, well, damn near anything that Corgi put out. Definitely has got me sold on their products. Alright, let's see if I can do this without making a mess this time. Sweet. Alright, get a few more of these garlics out. Now I know what you're thinking. Ryudo, don't you know the technique to get garlic skins off, where you put it in like a vat of hot water, and then you remove it, and then the skins come right off? And to my answer to that is, yes, I do know about it. It sure as hell does not work for me for whatever reason, and I don't know if this is a elevation thing, or what it is. Maybe it doesn't get hot enough to like separate the skin out, but I tried it, and it just doesn't work for me. And I don't understand why. And so I'm just like removing soggy and awkwardly warm skins from the garlic instead. And usually it's not even this hard, honestly, because I usually just kind of cut the bottoms off. But since I'm going to be using a press on them, I'm just like, I'll keep the bottoms on. Because usually you cut the bottoms off, at least the skin's like something that comes off a little bit better. Ew, de corgi. Rocking my around the house style. Honestly, it's even less than my around the house style. I actually kind of dress a little bit nice when I'm at home. But this is my shirt I cooked in last time and pants I worked out in yesterday. Two things that are going to be going into the wash. So, it's like, well, might as well just re-wear them then. And then put them into the wash anyway. Because like all the shirts I've worn otherwise have been like white shirts for like the last 2 days. So I was like, well, I don't want to wear a white shirt even if it is going to go in the wash because red stains super freaking hard. Oh, peeling guard. Can usually peel guard is put it in a bowl, then covering it with another bowl, and then shaking it vigorously? What? I don't know if Twine is bullshitting me. That sounds insane to work. There's no way that works, right? I mean, I'm going to have plenty of opportunities for this, don't get me wrong, but... And I believe 20, because he's also a really, really good cook, but that sounds like that should not work. It's one of those things that you like, no. You feel like really dumb for like believing it type of thing. But does that actually work? Press knife down, skin comes off super easily. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're gonna get crushed anyway. That's a good point. I don't know why I'm being retentive about peeling them off and keeping them nice. It's one of those. It looks pretty though. Look how pretty it is. I should just stop being lazy or stop being anal about it, because they're gonna get crushed anyway. And it's literally what I was doing on Wednesday when I made that honey fermenting ginger. And this one's actually also coming off a little bit, so that should be pretty easy. Allegedly. And then once we get to that part, then we really start cooking with gas. Alright. Maybe. Well, it was mostly off, but apparently that was a lie. It's like, no, but this last part is real sticky. You know what? I don't care enough. It's gonna get stuck inside anyway. Alright. Just gonna move you off to the side here. So that's about 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna move you back on. Turn you back up to medium heat. And we'll just go from there. Legs are PJs, a t-shirt, hoodie, and panties. I was reading that, and I was like, I thought that said pants, and I just smoothed right, my brain smoothed right. It's like, no, you can read it, that says panties. Good thing I didn't follow up with my second sentence of, yeah, that's totally me. That said, I have invested a lot more in leggings as of late. I like my legs a lot, honestly. I've worked hard for them, and I should appreciate and enjoy them. As folks know. But I have now like a lot more leggings in general, and a lot more tightly fit stuff for the legs. So I have I have 1 workout legging, so I'm gonna get more. But then I also have White Claw leggings, which, you know, I never wear on stream because I don't stand up that much. And then my last 2 gym pants I got, this one and my Galaxy pants, are fairly well fitted. I missed. I'll pick that up real quick because I don't want the cat to do something stupid and eat them. Not by a lot. 15 food prep cost 700 years ago. I caught most of it, but my brain fucking stopped when I was trying to understand what Crispy Chicken was saying because I can't keep up with the conversation entirely. I caught most of it though. Maybe just one thing at a time, you know. Stick it to your small brain. There's that. And I'm going to try to hurry this up just a smidgen. There's that. And lastly, this one. Go. Yes, Corgi, you may play it post I fucked up. I figure that's the next thing you're gonna say in chat. Alright. Let's start just a bit. Just to kind of keep it usable as much as we can. Prep phase. Alright, you're medium high heat, you're good to go. Get that a little bit more. Aki, open back up. Oh hey, how's it going, Panzer? Legs are so good, they're so freaking nice. But yeah, Aki is back open again in limited capacity. I don't know if they're still making you do reserve spots before you come in. Because I know they have to watch their numbers, obviously. Make sure they don't reach their own caps and whatnot, but... yeah, Aki is back in some sort of business. Next thing I'll post is be right back. Uh-oh. What will Corgi do? What will Corgi do? You know, that's not nearly enough, honestly. Yeah, that's not nearly enough. I needed... ooh, I might run out of garlic. I used so much for the freaking honey. I thought 2 bowls would be fine, but I am nowhere near the amount I need. But that said, you could probably figure out why this has so much flavor inside of it too. Because of how much garlic and ginger I'm using. bit here. Can probably honestly just break the whole damn thing bulb down at this point. Let's see. Alright, something happened. It's not showing me. Okay. Yo, Panzer, thank you much for the 2-month sub. Thankfully, Stream Chat is showing me it, which I greatly appreciate. But it's not showing on my screen anymore. I don't know what I did. I really have to actually fuck around with like an IRL stream just to make sure I get this settled next time and really actually properly organized. But that said, thank you much. Greatly appreciated. You know what? Something came back to me memory-wise. And I remember my lady telling me, like, you don't need to remove the skins to make this work. So, let's give it a try. She said, is that good of a press? Yeah, you know what? I've never actually tried it, but no, that works. That works pretty well. I'm actually kind of surprised. This is a good-ass press. I'm impressed with the press. Here we are. Yeah, a good-ass press. God damn. Also, make sure I don't lose anything there. I didn't need to peel that off ever. I get minimal skins, but they're still skins, I'm not gonna lie, but it's like very marginal and minimal and whatever. No one's gonna be able to pick it out once I blitz in our freaking blender. Yeah, it's Tekken tournament, yeah, but it was canceled though because the gathering restrictions went back up again. Oh, did that happen? Shit. I was like, man, I'm going to like rent out Aki someday and get some of my close friends to all come hang out. But I guess if restrictions are back up again, we might have to reconsider that. Not that I still can't like help rent out Aki and stuff like that, but I don't know if the number will be valuable enough to the Aki owner to do rent outs anymore. That sucks. Alright, you know what? We're squeezing this whole bowl. Fuck it. We're squeezing this whole bowl. Actually, that's not even fitting it with that, so let's do these two. There we go. But no, that actually sucks a lot. Because I know, you know, he's really trying to keep it in. You know, he's trying to hang in there. Since barcades were kind of like one of the last few things to open up in our local area, despite, you know, casinos and bars separately opening up, but not barcades. Because arcades were left out of the mix. So I don't know, I hope for the best for Brandon. Of course, I will do whatever I need to help keep that place open, so maybe it'll help out if I do rent it. Out just a bit. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. That is our way too much bowl of stuff. Ginger on the left side, garlic on the right side for the most part. It's kind of messy, but whatever. We have all this stuff. Yeah, it's better than being closed all the time. That's true. That's very true. Oh, we have a few more garlic pieces. Fuck it. Let's just use it. I'll just need to put... Alright, watch this. Okay, Google. Put garlic on my shopping list.
Alright, I added garlic.
Cool. Problem solved. Alright. Now, there we are. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick because ginger is sticky. Or garlic is sticky. There we are. Like making sure the ghee's still good. It still looks fine. I think I'm worried over nothing. Alright. So, let me move this over real quick. There we are. Thanks, robot. Actually, I probably won't even keep it over here for super, super long, I'm realizing, because, the thing is... Actually, I need to adjust that, too. But the thing is, at the same time, you can kind of see it. I think there's probably no better way to do it. I'm just gonna do it like this. But what's gonna happen next is that I'm gonna let this cook slowly until it's translucent, about. And I can kind of moon over here for a bit once we get there. So that's where we had the ghee in earlier. So now I'm just putting it in there and letting it cook for a bit. Spoons are just washed. So, you know, kind of stir it around a little bit. Let the ghee mix in with it. And you can kind of see it in there, just a bunch of onions. This is all it is, just a bunch of onions. I want to cook this until it becomes translucent, so you can let it sit for a bit too. Sit and simmer for a bit. And while that happens, I can now do the promised other side of the sub goal. I'll put that in the sink because I'm going to drop it like a dumbass if I don't. Let's drink this damn smoker's cough. Oh yeah, that sizzle, man, it is fantastic, my dude. It is so good. GGG, baby. Very proud of you. The song's fire. It's really good for there's a In the Groove chart for that. Someone made for that, and it's super freaking good. I really like it a lot. Alright, it showed me on there. Not saying anything again. KC Queer, thank you much for the follow. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for joining on board during this special cooking stream that I don't do super often, but sub goals get met. People want to see cooking. I'm all for it. I'm happy to oblige occasionally. Alright, just kind of cleaning up the spot here a bit. Alright, so test drink number 1, Liquid Death. It sure is water. 5 out of 10? It's worse than water, so... Hi, how are you? I am good. How about yourself? Trying to see a streamer fucking die. Alright. Where is it? Oh, I had it earlier. Oh, it's just moving. My mayonnaise does not wish to be caught dead in this situation, but it's going to get caught dead in this situation. Also, just occasionally stirring this, make sure we're good while I get this set up. Alright. We'll use this one because why not? I love this place, Dry Dock Brewery. I didn't realize that it's really turned down. I did not mean to do that. A little depressed and stressed. Oh, shit. That's not good at all, bud. I mean, you don't have to obviously open up to us, but, I mean, definitely want to make it so that you have a nice, comfortable place here for you. But I know a lot of people, myself included, are very good listeners on different aspects. We all kind of go through different shit, and there's a lot of shit going on right now. Full stop. So, feel free to chat out a little bit if you feel comfortable in doing so. It makes you feel better. Alright. Smoker's cough. Actually, I need the spoon anyway. Hold on a sec. And at the very least, maybe watching me drink a stupid drink will make you at least smile. Because the people demand it. They don't demand it. No one demanded this. I set myself up for it. Alright, there we go. Alright, I think this is a shot. I don't know, actually. I don't know enough about alcohol of what a shot is. We'll say it's a shot. Well, that looks like a shot, actually. Yeah, it looks about like a shot. That's a lot, actually. Fuck. Man, I should have just I should have said with confidence, this bottle is definitely half a shot. Clearly. Actually, I recycle. Don't put that in there. And a dollop of mayonnaise. And this is like the Q piece. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've never said it out loud. stuff. So it's like nice Japanese mayonnaise, which I don't do mayonnaise very often anyway. Alright, and a nice dollop of mayonnaise. Oh my. It looks... I saw a video of this, and it looks so much worse in person. It looks so much fucking worse in person. My condolences, my condolences. Oh no, shit. I'm back. I thought you were all saying my condolences to me. I'm like, oh god, I haven't started drinking it yet. But something happened, and let me go ahead and check it out real quick, because I want to make sure I keep up. So let me go back here. Stream fucking died. Yep, that's me. I'm dying. I have black tea. Oh shit. No, that is absolutely shit to hear. Casey Queer. In addition to everyone else's condolences, mine too. And I mean, hopefully, it sounds like it probably was, if anything else, like, tried really hard, probably stayed really strong as much as he could and everything like that, and you all probably, hopefully, would be able to be there for him at the end of it. But, honestly, my condolences, losing people to any sort of sickness that's out of our control, especially nowadays, which makes it hard to even see anyone properly, is really, really difficult. So I'm... Damn. Yeah, I'm really fucking sorry to hear. God. Well, hopefully you and your family, you and yours, are able to move on, be able to do what you can to move next steps forward and everything like that. Who knows? Maybe there's some way we can always help out too. Don't know entirely what's within our powers, but, you know, at the same time, might be share-worthy. But yeah, hell yeah, I agree with Pansy. He must have been one hell of a fighter even at that age. Trust me on that. Also, apologies, have to open up some ventilation as I go through this. And while it's not much to really offer as a singular person, you know, we have Animal Crossing music, we're relaxing with some good cooking. Maybe you can take away some good cooking ideas from it if you so choose. And at the very worst, maybe watching a dumbass like me drink a really, oh my god, whatever the smoker's cough, will at least bring some humor to you. I'm just looking at it, I'm sorry, it just, fuck. This thing looks vile. Well, that'll show me to ever put a drinking thing as a sub-goal. But will it really? We'll find out next week. It's fine. I have Liquid Death over here, which, once again, not a new product. It was a warning. Alright. Once again, thank you all for your support on the stream. I appreciate it. I honestly do. Even if this is the result, I enjoy having y'all's company around. And really, honestly, I'm just trying to buy time so I don't have to drink this. Well, take a deep breath, closing my eyes, and take it in. Alright, you're right, Sandox. Oh god, Sandox gets to see this. Oh no. Alright. Right. 1, 2. So, positives and negatives. I'm not sure I want to start off with. Alright. It's better than I thought it was for the worst reasons. The thing is, I swallowed it in one gulp, which because of that, I didn't get any mayo taste. 6 dabs redeemed? Alright, let me remember that, because yeah, it's not showing in here. So, I didn't get any mayo taste because I swallowed it in one go. Because the mayo went back first in a solid ball, hit the back of my throat, and went straight down like a golf ball in a hole-in-one. So the positive is, it still tastes essentially like Jägermeister. The negative was I swallowed a ball of used tissue wad, is the best way to put it. And that is mentally affecting me more than any flavor probably could have. The feeling of taking a shot and something hitting the back of your throat is unparalleled to any flavor I probably would have gotten from that. Yeah, that is QP mayo. That is. And now, to celebrate, yeah, we got 3 dabs, 4 dabs, 5 dabs. Oh, same side to 6 dabs. I never said how the tissue was used. You all's imagination is getting out of hand, not mine, not me. This is akin to a good Venom player. No, Venom sucks. He doesn't swallow. But knowing Venom, he would totally swallow. Alright. I honestly should have let it sit in my mouth. I hate to admit it, but I honestly should have let it sit in my mouth because the memory of that hitting the back of my throat is miserable. It's freaking awful. That is a 0 out of 10 experience. But I suppose it's the best way to go down. Alright, so you can start seeing a little bit here that the onions are starting to get looking really translucent. They're starting to brown a little bit, which is always really, really good. Yeah, you definitely gave the best advice, Sandox. It was the right advice, don't get me wrong. Look, a funny fighting game player swallows wad of white cream and dabs. I mean, if anyone did clip that, that's the name for it. That's just the name for it at that point. Alright. So now that it's starting to get translucent, let's continue on cooking. My brain is not here anymore. Let me look at my instructions again. Let's see. What am I doing next? Alright, so occasionally still starts to brown. Okay, yes, okay. We're putting this in. So we're putting the ginger and garlic in. I'll put you over here real quick. Oh, I burped, and nothing feels right anymore. My whole world is rocked right now. Alright, let me move the camera over real quick, because we'll be over on the stove a lot more from this point forward. God. Nothing is right anymore. Nothing feels good. Alright, and I need to bring this up a bit. Maybe. Hold on a sec. Ignore me while I'm adjusting stuff. There we go. Let's see. Just get myself organized. Ignore me for a bit while I get everything set up. Actually, you know, one more thing I'm going to do before I real quickly. Just getting some water from the big pan so we can start cooking the pasta. We'll need that before a specific step so I can add the pasta water to the sauce so it thickens it with the starch water that's in there. So, just gonna get the water going now so I can start cooking the pasta now, which I need to show off to y'all here in a moment. please wait warmly while I do everything from behind the camera, and hopefully I'm not yelling into the camera and blowing out everyone's earbuds. Because you're my buds. You're all my buds. And you love to see it. There we go. Cool. There we are. I'll start heating that up. Perfect. And I got bullied on Twitch for having autism by this one streamer that's not anymore. For that streamer's sake, I hope they never return. Because that's legitimately levels of fucked up that isn't worth giving that streamer attention to. Because while we could ask who that streamer is, get him in trouble and whatnot, but it's like, they are not worth your time. They're not worth anyone's time. They should not be worth anyone's time. Twitch is a very wild, wild west place in terms of things like that. And it's not fair to so many people who the platform does them wrong and those people go unpunished. It's absolutely frustrating to see a lot of stories come out of people who say this sort of stuff, that they've had a bad time on Twitch and Twitch is doing literally nothing about it. I have not talked to Phil about the Stepmania pen, no. You know what, I'm gonna move over like that close. I think that's the best we can do, honestly. I didn't know you all were getting Stepmania X pads. I'm still waiting on my fucking pump pad. I'm about to cancel and just be like, look, I could probably get, I'm still looking for an arcade pad, but I'm like, if I can get an arcade pad, I was like, look, you all have had like 7 months. I'm just gonna go buy a literal arcade pad now. I haven't seen any go on sale yet. Everyone's selling the machines, and I'm like, I don't want a machine, I want a pump pad. Are those Stepmania X pads, like, actually pump sized, I guess? I know they have 9 arrows, but I don't know if they're like pump sized arrows, if that makes sense. Let's see here. Just trying to catch up in here. Yeah, like got so lots. Yeah, those things go up fast. Doing online a lot. And the ironic thing about online is that we kind of collectively come together as people with various backgrounds, experiences, different things that are going on in our lives. And when we kind of get to those points where it's just like, oh, that's really, really, it's really, really silly to kind of like, well, I know I came on here because of kind of being different from like the normal folk, as people like to put it. Then when you come online and it's like, well, I'm not like these other folks, so I'm also going to put them into an other box. It's an ugly look all around when people have a hard time being accepting of one another. And it's not always easy. That's the thing. It's not always easy. But people, I guess, consistently expect that sort of thing to be easy. And it's not. You have to understand a lot of situations out there are very different from your own, and if you don't know, that's fine. You learn, and you do better. You fucking do better. My whole life's about doing better. For myself, for others, all that sort of stuff. I'm trying to update. It's not already browning yet. This place, I truly, truly try to fight to have a safe space for my folks. I'm not always perfect. I fuck up. People call me out when I fuck up, and I do appreciate all of y'all who do say stuff to me when I do say the wrong things. I have to learn too. I'm not perfect. I'm here to learn. I'm here to do better. I'm here to give you all a welcome place to be yourselves as much as we can. The only time I don't accept folks is when that safety gets in the way of other folks being here. Thank you, Liquid Death. You taste much more refreshing than that smoker's cough. Ugh. Oh, God. That's where the brains came in for that Liquid Death commercial. Oh, yeah. Because you came in late. 1, hi, Sonic Tikka. How's it going? 2, yeah. So while I was out getting the Jägermeister, I'm like, well, I need to get some actual like sustenance for when I'm cooking because I have a long ways to go before I actually cook or actually before I eat. So I went to the 7-Eleven and I saw Liquid Death there, and I'm like, this sounds like some bougie bullshit water. I should try it. And so I bought some. It's sure bougie bullshit water. That's worse than normal water. But I also bought muscle milk to try. Another really difficult thing is people get the power dynamics between streamers and audiences. Yes, entirely so. And in a lot of ways too. In a lot of varied ways too. There's kind of an ugly power dynamic that happens there. That can potentially happen there. In either direction. Honestly. You hear stories about a lot of women streamers not being able to react in certain ways or certain comforts because of that kind of dynamic a little bit. Because guys kind of come in and they ask awkward questions, or even like not even awkward questions, but like innocent enough questions, but they're very forward questions at the same time. Because like you just got here, so I don't know. It's a lot in that regard too, Pringles. It's absolutely true. It was for charity, Corgi! It was for charity! I really wanted to save those special drinks for charity, but I ran out of ideas when I ran out of sub goals, because you all freaking smashed the sub goals. Alright, so you want to cook this, by the way, until it browns, by the way. That I'm waiting for something actually. Now, but, while we're here, so, with the water. Oh, actually, two parts. One, here's the pasta I got. Normally, I would just get normal pasta, whatever. The store was out. I'm like, I'm not going to be asked to drive around another 20 minutes to go to another Whole Foods. So, I got some truffle noodles, which seems good? Question mark? I don't have enough truffles in my life, so there's that for one. And for two, my personal pasta cooking tip. I'm of the school of saying, you want to make your water taste like the sea. So you want to drop in a bunch of salt in here to really impart a flavor on your pasta. Probably a little bit more. I'm of that school. Some people are also of that school. Some people are not of that school. It really just depends on the kind of person you are. For me, I go with it. I like that a lot. It imparts a lot of flavor. Must be off now. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the stream. Oh, for sure, Crappy. You have a good day. Like, more importantly, you have yourself a good Saturday. You've earned it. You deserve it. You take care of yourself, bud. Appreciate it. Thanks for swinging by. I greatly appreciate that. One time you added too much salt? Oh, Jesus. I feel like that's really hard to do. Oh, yeah. Actually, I will say that's a little bit weak. Personally, I'm gonna add a little bit more, but I'm gonna use the actual shaker aspect of it this time. I don't need a lot more, but just a bit more. But goddamn, you must have added a ton. Also, I apologize if I'm falling behind in chat. I only have such a big window being on my phone. So if there's anything important that I do miss that you need to reiterate, let me know. I'm absolutely patient with that. I only have so much space on this phone. Yeah, that had to be a lot. So I'm trying to not question my husband. They don't fuck with me. Okay, so I figure that goes back to the conversation about the streamer audience power differential that can happen. And just going by context, it sounds like some weirdo, some fucking weirdo guy probably came in and said something very uncomfortable. That's just guessing, though. I could be absolutely wrong. You can call me out for that, for just guessing, because, once again, my phone only does so much. Ooh, I smell some browning on you right now. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's starting to look good. So, let's see if I can lean in there. You can see a little bit of that char on the browning, on the onions, garlic, ginger. Browning's good, by the way, especially for sugar-laden products, or natural sugars and products, because that means it's caramelizing a little bit. That's really, really good. You want that. You want to scrape off the bottoms if you have it. If it sticks to the bottom, scrape it up. It's good flavor in there. I promise you. Grab that stuff. Grab the brown. You will not regret. All right, so yeah, that's starting to brown now. You can start seeing that overall char in there and everything like that. So that looks really, really good. All right, so with that, I'm going to do two things real quick here. Just a moment while I fetch a few more ingredients on my end. Let me remind myself of the ingredients I need on my end. Brown berry spots, perfect. Stir spice mixture, coat everything. And, actually, I'm going to take you off for a bit because there's one thing I forgot to prepare. I'll move the camera back here in a second here. Let me just reorganize my life real quick. I have a lot of life going on and it's not being managed as best as I possibly could. Let's see here. I'm gonna put this onion away and this garlic away. And actually I can probably leave you on somewhat high heat. I'll move you back over here. That should work fine, okay? Just a few things I need to put back. But I forgot to prepare my cilantro. Good job. Cilantro is very much needed in this recipe. I don't want to move on to the next step because the next step is very, very fast and short. And ginger. Here we are. Okay, perfect. Alright. There we are. Just because I don't want that to over-char either. I don't want it to actually burn. You want brown, but you don't want to go over that as much as you can. That should be about fine to sit here for a few minutes while I do some rough chopping of the cilantro. Here real quick. Because my dumbass forgot that cilantro is a part of the recipe. A huge, huge, huge part of the recipe. Shouts to my friend Sage, who cannot eat cilantro. And she hates everything I cook. Now, when I did this, I measured out about 10-ish tablespoons of cilantro, stems and flowers. This is fine to just kind of chop up like this because you don't need a whole... It's fine to keep it kind of chopped up like this because... There we go. Yeah, cool. Because it's going to be blended in the end. So, and as far as I know with cilantro, you don't necessarily need to go like ham hocks in with like cutting it open like you would do with onions or ginger or garlic, where you get more flavor if you cut it more finely. And since it's all going to be blended in the end, I don't think that matters. Alright, I have to catch up also. Sorry, I like lean down. On that topic, I know a few streamers who don't do face cam or go for more VTuber route. It's like face rig or lup it, either due to personal reasons, prefer to use a mascot over themselves, over usual ones, camera shyness, or viewers being creepy twats. Yeah, that's... Sorry, I'm like trying to catch up at chat at the same time and manage his camera. Apologies. And someone says, see you, Garuda, so I guess Panzer just left. If you haven't left yet, Panzer, take care of yourself. Have a good Saturday. Thank you for swinging by, as always. Love to see you, bud. Keep up the gym work, and we'll flex next time, for sure. Alright, turn you back on. You should be good now. I could probably move this back my way. But yeah. I was going to say, the quote-unquote rise of VTubers, I don't think is really a rise necessarily as a solution to folks who want to stream, want to emote in some way, shape, or form for their audiences, and they don't like being on Facecam for whatever reason that they have. I'm not going to lie. I'm extraordinarily lucky. Uh-oh, did I do something? Uh-oh, what happened? Come back. Yeah, there were sirens on my end. I'm very close to downtown Denver, so it's not exactly unheard of necessarily. That was Corky. But I was saying something. I'm still thinking about that damn drink. It's in my head. It's living rent free in my head. Nope, it's gone. It's gone. Whatever I was saying is gone. Oh yes, VTubers. And yeah, I think it's less of a rise of VTubers as much as a solution for folks who want to emote to their audiences and just never really had a way of doing it until recently. And now that they do, we're seeing a lot of people who are like, yes, that's great. What I was about to say is I'm very fortunate to be a person who ended up working on that sort of emoting, that personal appearance, that presentation of self so much during my 20s that it paid off in dividends as it is nowadays. I'm very, very fortunate for that. But no, the thing is, it took me years of very questionable learning. Very, very questionable learning, because I'm sure you've all heard of pickup artists. I had to learn things from that era of stuff that I never really utilized in any sort of disgusting way, thankfully, but that I had to learn to say, hey, look, any person you talk to also has their own personal things going on. You aren't the worst person in the room. You have your things going on, yes, but so do they. They are also human, and it had to keep that in mind to say, I need to be human. I am also human. Also, spice mix from earlier, the stuff that we toasted and we mixed together, all goes into there. You mix it in really quickly, kind of coat everything in here. So, mind you, I didn't really ever use like that pickup artistry stuff for like really, really gross stuff, but it did break me out of my very, very introverted box that I was going through at the time. I would like to believe my friend who got me into it recognized that and was like, wow, yeah, this guy never talks to anybody. He just hangs out alone all the time. And he brought me into kind of like learning different things, trying different techniques. He invited me out to a lot of stuff, and I hope he's doing well right now. I imagine he didn't recognize that, because he did invite me out to try a lot of new things and really expanded my world as a person. But I realized there's a lot of dangers in that sort of learning too. But that said, once again, I was lucky. I was only lucky to have learned how to present myself in a different way and get over those personal nerves that I have. Damn, imagine being hot. That only came much later. It didn't matter how attractive or not attractive I felt at the time. If I didn't want to talk to anybody, I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't approach anybody. I held to myself. I mean, mind you, any sort of confidence in my looks didn't really happen until my late 20s. You know, way beyond any sort of like, I guess, normal going out times. I think this is my next step. Let me just make sure. Onions, spice mixture, coat everything, spice are fragrant. Oh, canned tomatoes. Yes. Hold on a sec. But it comes a lot with like the mental aspect of learning more about yourself, really understanding yourself, coming to terms to the issues that you personally have, and working through them to give yourself the best, most healthy and fulfilling life that you possibly can. And that's, even that can sound like a dream to a lot of people. And sometimes you just have to work step by step, get whatever victories you can, and maybe somewhere along the line you'll do all right for yourself, you know? Damn. There we go. Apologies, I haven't looked up at the screen for a while because it's still got this stuff going, because these are some quick, rapid steps. Canned tomatoes, whole tomatoes, peeled. But you want whole tomatoes. Also, if anyone says fresh versus whole, yes, fresh is technically better. Or, wow. Fresh versus canned, excuse me. Fresh, technically better, yes. But there is absolutely so much technology behind canned goods that you would not be remiss to use canned stuff. I'm going to use mostly stocks on this, just because this is going to get blended up. and I want the flowers for later. And, I don't know, for a few handfuls. Estimate about 5 tablespoons or so. I'm not going to use this whole plate of cilantro. I'm just kind of cutting it up. I just kind of cut it up and just I'm sharing them out. There. Maybe a little bit more, because I like cilantro a lot. Unfortunately, not one with the illness. Alright, there we go. So let's see. Were we talking about confidence? To a degree, yes. Confidence, understanding of self-worth, trying to get there in any sort of useful capacity. It's a lot of work. At least, I just say from my perspective, it was a lot of work, and I can't imagine everyone else having to go through that, because it was a lot. It was honestly a lot. So I goes around Denver, but for the most part, I haven't done any hunting. I might have missed something in the conversation that leaned us to ghosts. I mean, Halloween is next week and a week away, so I'm still pretty shy about stuff. I've broken through the communities of Miranda, Doves, a few others, and to some degree, even streaming stuff myself. Yeah. Because that's, I mean, as a part of what I was saying earlier, the whole, what's the word I'm looking for? The whole pickup artist thing really taught me one thing. And it taught me how to get myself out there. To actually get myself out there. And the more you actually get yourself out there, the easier it becomes. That whole fake it till you make it aspect actually applies to that. And I think that's one thing, because you have things that you're confident in. And I think now more than ever, it's easier to share those things that you're actually confident in, that you're passionate in, that you want to share with other people, but you never really had a way of how to do it. There's more ways nowadays to do that than there ever was before, and I think a lot of people are actually kind of coming out in ways that make them happy in that regard. Just gotta go out at night. Oh, no. Don't force yourself to go out at night. Stay inside. Be comfortable. Work on it one step at a time. If you can be out at sundown and appreciate the sunset, and that's one step closer to being out at night, great, perfect, 10 out of 10. You've done good. You've made another step in your life. There's a myriad of reasons. Yeah, this is storyline. Yeah, the storyline is terrifying. Trust me on that. Imagine my friend when he came up to me and he was like, "Hey, I've been learning this thing that allows you to talk to women. Do you want to learn how to do it?" And me, who has barely been outside for 2 weeks, was like, "You want me to what? Hey, you want me to talk to people? No, women. No, people. You want me to talk to people? Excuse me." I know the whole backstory about the stuff. I know how they truly treat people, and it's really disgusting, yes. But I'm still thankful that he reached out to me and forced me to do it. I think it taught me a lot more about myself I would have never learned about myself, honestly. So, I'm glad he did it. I'm absolutely glad he did it. I will never shun that activities of me trying to open up to random people in various areas to learn how to talk to people and get out of my shell. Because there's one more story that links to this, and I will tell it once I find scissors. The scissors have nothing to do with the story, it just links into it a bit better. So, when I was in high school, I used to play DDR with a crew. B-Tide, who was or is in here, was a part of that crew. One of our friends was going to move away to college. And as kind of like a goodbye gift, one thing he did was he broke apart his DDR pad since he couldn't take it with him. And he gave it to each one arrow to each one of us. Kind of as a goodbye message. And kind of like some parting words. I remember when he came up to my arrow, he looked at me. He kind of scratched his head for a bit. He looked really confused. And then he kind of wrote, "Break out of the shell, Tetris attack." And it wasn't until like a week later I realized he didn't know what the fuck to write for me at all. Because I have been that introverted the entire time hanging out with this group. I was just good. I just happened to be decent at DDR, and I liked playing the game with friends. I liked hanging out with friends, and I was just so introverted that I didn't know how to talk to other people at that time. And I think he realized it too at that point, and he's like, "Oh, I also don't really know what to say to you." By the way, I'm still friends with this guy. He has a family and everything like that. I know his wife. I went to their wedding. You know, we're still friends. There's nothing wrong with what he did. But it was also just one of those things that's like, it really hit home that I had friends, but really I didn't really open myself up to them. I didn't really open myself to a lot of people. I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know how to open myself up. And that was just the other part of it, like the reason why I was like, I need to learn how to talk to people. I need to learn how to talk to people for myself so that I can be able to just talk more. Talk about myself. Get to know other people by talking to them and getting them to open up a little bit more in reverse. Ooh, yeah, that sounds awesome, Crooked Chicken. Enjoy the movie. What movie is it? Tell me about it. It is sweet. It was a really sweet sentiment, but it was also an awakening sentiment too. Also, just real quick here, just to keep you all updated on what's going on. So this is the sauce. This is the current sauce. So with this alone, this would be a very good Tikka Masala sauce. Definitely really, really strong. If you just wanted to start throwing chicken or whatever have you in there, that would be very, very good. But that's not our goal today. Our goal today is making a pasta sauce. So we need a few more extra steps in there before it's ready to go, one way or the other. We're gonna let that cook for a bit. We're gonna let it brown for a bit. We want the tomatoes to brown for a bit. You want any tomatoes that you cook with to brown for a little bit, because once again, it's caramelization. It adds a lot of flavor in there. You want to scrape up those brown bits that happen on the bottom. Makes it real, real delicious. There we go. But for sure, have a good one, Crooked Chicken. Thank you for stopping by, dude. I'll talk to people about video games and dad stuff. That's it. Hey, sometimes that's all you need, though. Real talk. Sometimes this is all you need. It's two subjects you're passionate about, and I think as we get into our older ages, people realize that, oh, someone being passionate about something, even if it's something I don't understand, is actually really cool. Alright, a spice mixture with that. Just get the brown bits. Okay, and then I blend afterwards. Perfect, cool. 10 out of 10. Alright, I just had to check my stats, make sure I'm doing good. Lost Boys, yes! That movie's so good! I watched it at Red Rocks a number of years back. That movie is so good! Oh, that was so much fun! Enjoy! Hell yeah, that is so good. But a year ago I was all quiet and barely interacting in some communities, and I always started drawing characters, and nowadays I'm streaming myself, got a number of close friends like Miranda, and even Drew, your silly little shitpost Ryan thing. I can't phrase it enough. There's no way I can phrase it enough, but I truly and absolutely love that. I absolutely 100% love that. Oh shit, I forgot to start a timer for this. Actually, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Actually, you know what? Let's just move it back over here. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do stuff, and this is more stove heavy, so put it back here. Trust me, I love Ryuden a lot. It's so fucking good. It's so good. I mean, I love art in general. Art is not a skill that I've ever had the That's not a fair way to put it. It's a skill I never put the time to learn. I personally have never put the time in to truly learn how to art. I never put the hard work in, and by the time I was interested in it, I didn't understand hard work. I was at a point in my life, I did not understand hard work. It wasn't until I got into fighting games I started understanding what hard work truly was. But when I see all y'all arting, posting whatever it is that you have made, I'm very, very deeply in love with the skill set of art. I'm really deeply in love with the different concepts, the different ways you can express yourself, the different ways to show the same character but with different emotions conveyed. Being able to convey your emotions in an illustrative way is insanely so cool to me. Like, it's beyond cool for me. Like, it's a concept that does not exist in my head whatsoever. Conveying your thoughts into a physical object that other people can associate themselves with upon looking at it is such an amazing skill. As someone who loves communication as much as they do, that blows my freaking mind apart. Sandox, definitely get into art. I know you were talking about a lot of tracing stuff and stuff like that when you were talking about your Forza's cars. Your Forza 4 car. Is it Forza 4? Or am I just putting another 4 over there? Anyway, you clearly have something in there. You should absolutely use it. You should absolutely use it. Yeah, artists are amazing. You cannot downplay that skill ever at all. And I know while in the greater world right now, it's very rare to make it as an artist. It truly is. But that said, it's always I think it's one of the most incredible skill sets out there. Communicating without literal words, unless you choose to. Unless you choose to have those words. It's so cool. It's so fucking cool. That should be fine. I don't need more than what? Sorry. I don't have my big bowl that I normally would. I thought I washed that. Why did I wash that? Alright, I should probably turn to the camera because I'm clearly not in frame right now. Because I need to save some of the pasta water. I think I just need 2 cups, but... Well, okay, if I need 2 cups, that's fine. Let's see. Scissors. Here, let's go higher. What am I missing? Where's my numbers? Where's my numbers? Okay, cool. Alright, I know what I'm doing now then. I don't need you. So yeah, I feel like it might feel like I'm selling up my emotion about art, but no, I truly and honestly just feel that way about artists. Artists, everything around it. I truly think it's an incredible and amazing skill that I'm in love with. I'm in love with people who can do art. I think it's just the coolest thing ever. Scissor 4. Flying too hard, that's a no-no. I'm sure recreation force is fine. Information is great, yeah. Yeah, it just seems like you require a lot of patience, but if you can do that in one instance with art, I'm sure you can do that in another instance where you're cleaning up your art, right? Fuck. Do I want to become famous? I actually have, like, no real way of, like... I don't think I can ban anyone in the chat from my phone. Crooked tricking left. Alright, I have to go back to my PC. Not that big of a deal unless I start spamming, I suppose. If we get more, I'll just, like... I'll jump back in. I'll do something about it. Famous is already famous in our hearts. Aww. Aww. Y'all. World Star. Yeah, heck, just they timed it perfectly. Shouts to IK Remy 612511 for nailing the timing. Alright, so next up we have the muscle milk. 40 grams of protein, 2 grams of sugar. Non-dairy protein shake, but includes milk proteins. 210 calories. Like I said, every time I've tried muscle milk, it has been an absolute bomb. It's been terrible. It's been awful. But this one has 40 grams of protein. So, the real question is it worth it enough to drink through this to get an appropriate amount of protein? Mind you, it's worse, calorie-wise, to the protein drinks I normally would drink, but let's try it out. Sample number 3. I hate to admit it, but it's actually alright. I hate to admit it, but the Pro Series muscle milk is actually alright. It's enough to drink it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The artist's worst critic is always going to be themselves. Actually, how many minutes do you want me to cook that for? Does it say? Sorry, I have to look. Because I don't know much about these noodles. Some taste, whatever. Oh, this is long. This is it's like 15 to 18 minutes for these noodles. Shit, okay, I have a while. I'm like, it's been like 6? 6 is usually enough. Never mind. But yeah, like, same in anything. Yeah, as the Asians say, it's... Tastes like plastic? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I agree, 20, but... This was actually, like, a protein shake. It comes back to protein shake again. So... But yeah, really in anything, you can always look back and be like, wow, I'm so bad at thing. I'm a big dumb idiot at thing. Yeah, no, that's absolutely basically normal. I had 3 days of that because of learning Mahjong and playing Mahjong Soul. That has been my last 3 days of Mahjong Soul. I'm like, oh, I'm so fucking dumb. Why did I notice this thing? I don't know how to put my hands together. It's like, alright, step back. The fact that you can even play Mahjong now is a barrier that most people have not even touched by themselves. Yo, Chrono Cake, I can't believe a cake from the future has come back to the past to save all of us. That's crazy. Thank you much for the follow. Greatly appreciated. Alright, it's been about 8 minutes, so I'm going to put a timer on for like 5 minutes. Because I kind of remember what time I started, like, through pictorial memory, but yeah, just find the balance of this fucking sucks. Why you draw this on a perfectly good image is not, yeah, beating yourself up, so you're blind for your own praises, your own mistakes. Yeah, it's a hard mix. As a fighting game player who does the competitive stuff, it's like, yeah, I can always harp on what the things I failed at, sure, but realistically, fighting games are hard. People complain about doing quarter circle forwards and saying, that's archaic, this sucks. They're like, this is unnecessary, and I'm like, you know what, to a degree you're absolutely right, but also the fact that I can do this like without thinking and execute like a shuriken without thinking is extraordinarily impressive. The fact that I can put this into a full force game plan to fight another person in a battle of chess is insane. It's so cool in that regard. I'm not gonna look up, see how much progress. Yes, absolutely, Asian. Wins Mahjong? I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna ever be brave enough to stream Mahjong. There was the learning stream that I did with Mini-Matt, so that's in the archives, but that's a learning stream. So it's clearly not me really playing Mahjong. But it's there. That's content. I'm playing a lot, but I'm wanting to a point where it's like, I at least know 85 to 90% of the time, like, I know what I'm going for. I know what the rule set is. I know what I want to do personally as a player before I start ever streaming it. Because I'm at the point where I'm like, I get into situations, I'm like, this is a hand. And I'm like looking back and forth between my cheat sheet and the game, like, what can I do? I don't know what I can do. And I start clicking on stuff before I realize what I could have actually done. So it's like its own issue right there. My Mahjong I played is like Yakuza. Yeah. I've heard like Yakuza, Final Fantasy 14, and now Mahjong Soul's a new hotness. So yeah, anti-airing is a miracle of human ingenuity. It's like wow, jumping's cheap, and you have like 5 different options at your tool belt, but you have to implement it with such speed, precision, knowledge of the game, stacking all that together. Like, you have to put all this stuff together before you can stop someone from doing day 0 movements. It's crazy. It's so crazy as a fighting game aspect. Yeah, everyone was saying Gin Rummy is very similar to Gin Rummy, it's similar to Spades. And I'm like, oh, those are 2 games I've never played. Are you Asian? I figured you would have been playing for like years now. That said, you should play it. Slayer 2S. Yeah, Slayer 2S. I mean, your character's like 2S, 2H, 6P, for all your Guilty Gear stuff. It's like, that's also on the market too, but it's like, okay, well that execution now gets minus down to timing and precision instead. So as like a fighting game player, it's like you have to consider all those situations. Like, okay, if they're from this far, I want to use this move. If they're this close, I want to use this move. If they're using a really good button from this range. I need to use this move. And like calculating all of that within a 13 frame window. It's insane. And before, because you have to predict a little bit too. Alright. I think I have everything ready for here. That's starting to cook pretty good. That's looking pretty good. Scrape it around. Soft squishy, yep, about there. Alright. 3 to 4 of the maps. Okay, perfect. Alright, so, sorry, this is all a very cooking process now. So, now that the tomatoes are very soft, the whole tomatoes in there, and it's starting to brown a little bit on the side, so you can start pulling them up, you start getting some of that thick sauce in there. So, now what we want to do, that tomatoes, oh no, that tomatoes soft, never mind. Like, that should be there by now. Yeah, tomatoes are pretty soft. Cook until it's soft, scrape up any of the brown bits, and you're going to transfer it to your blender. This blender is fucking insane. It's our new blender, because I think I said on Twitter that my old blender died. This blender is absolutely insane. Alright, let's start with this. Alright, you kind of see the sauce. Very, very chunky, right? Our last blender kind of made it like fairly smooth. You can do it over time, stuff like that. So turn you off just so you don't overcook. Do I have enough room here? Yes. Okay. But this stuff makes it like into a fine liquid. Also, I'm going to tell you a quick tip. If you're ever putting anything hot into your blender, make sure you have some sort of gap or opening before you start blending. And blend in pulses. Because if you don't, that shit will explode. You don't want to explode. Thankfully for this blender, it has a vent on the top, so that helps it, but I also crack it open a little bit while I pulse it a few times and get some of the high temperature air out. Some of that high pressure out. Perfectly all out. There we go. Some kind of splash back in my eye. Things are burning. Classic. Classic. Alright. Stirring this just a bit more. And the thing is with this, like, ow. Yeah, okay. So it's still what I would consider to be undercooked. So with pasta and with other things like chicken, like meats, let's just say meats. With pasta and anything like that, like meats and whatnot, you kind of want to undercook it a little bit because the heat's still going to be there. Alright, just kind of pouring some out here. So I have a thing of pasta water here. Put that in there. Just gonna get back up there so I can show you all. So yeah, pasta water for a little bit later to add to the sauce that we just put into the blender. And then the rest of this can be drained. You shouldn't need more than a quart of pasta water. Alright, I'm like getting scared because like this thing does not have enough room for 2 things of pasta. But yeah, since it's gonna actually sit around for a bit, you know, we don't exactly want to cook all the way because it's going to continue cooking for the time being. So it needs to be a little bit under. Now someone said see you Sandox, so Sandox, you take care of yourself. Take care, bud. Get well soon. Oh shit, you're sick? Oh shit, yeah, definitely get well soon and take care of yourself. Please, 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 please. That is, God, that is no good. Who's gonna play Forza? Who's gonna be my Forza streamer if you're not well? This sucks. Definitely get well, bud. Always, always save your pasta water. The starch is in there. Very similar to like how you would add like, what's the word I'm looking for? You would add corn meal, whatever that word is same thing. It's just a starch that thickens up your sauce, your pasta, your whatever have you. You can thicken whatever you're using, so that works out really well for you. So they felt ill. Oh shit. I hope it's nothing extraordinary serious. Maybe just like a small like, no, maybe the day is catching up with me. I'm not feeling great, type of thing. Well, I'll catch up with them later too. Hopefully they're doing well. Thickin'. Alright. There we go. So we got our 2 lemons here. We got delicious juices. Absolutely delicious juices over here. So I'm going to move the camera again real quick. But, you know, it's fun. We can let that cool down for a bit. That's probably a better and smarter idea. But speaking of smart ideas, shoutouts to Ellie Phil for the follow. Greatly appreciated. Oh, there we go. Ugh. Turn open. That's a smart move if I've ever seen one. I'm definitely biased here. I'm absolutely biased. No, but truly, appreciate it. Thank you for following. Greatly appreciate it. Also, I'm moving the camera away because a blender's about to go off. I don't want to blow out people's ears as much as I can. I'm going to try to save you all the trouble. But be aware that the blender will go off very shortly. It might be loud. I don't know how loud it's going to be. So just be aware that this is a thing that could happen and could be very loud, headphone users. So yeah, I think you can see from there, yeah. So like I said, when you use a blender, using hot stuff, actually I'm going to flip it over this way. Try to leave a little bit of the crack. Can't see it from back there, I know. But try to leave a little bit of crack and kind of pulse it just a bit. Because it's just going to like half explode because it has a lot of heat trapped inside of it. Fuck it, I can move the camera. Loud as fuck, but let's go! Ellie fills in for it. It's like, yo, blow my fucking ears out. Let's go! I'm here for the cooking and the pain that comes with cooking. Alright, so yes. You all got your warnings. You all got the warnings. So yeah. So try to leave a crack open, just a small one. Mine has a little nozzle up here that also leaves itself open so some of the steam can escape. And just kind of start pulsing it just bit by bit to really start knocking out some of that steam. Make sure it doesn't explode. If you kind of run it, it could build up and explode on you. Like that. And you'll finally reach a point where it's like you can kind of like let some of that heat out, put it back on, keep kind of doing it. And as you start seeing the steam not come out nearly as much, then you can start kind of running it longer. You get to a point where you can actually run it through. Yeah, this blender is powerful as shit. This thing's insane. Which I will start running, by the way, now, so be ready for it. Initial D, yeah. Alright, get your move theme songs ready, because we're about to hit this initial D real hard. Because I'm about to be burning up for you, because this is a hot pasta, and that's the joke. That's the joke. Oops, don't actually run it. There we go. Headphone users who are still alive, we have made a sauce. So this by itself would be a good Tikka masala sauce. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. Yeah, God, it just farted in my face. I mean, it was a very pleasant fart, but so you can kind of see in there. That's the sauce we have in there. Let's go ahead and pop it back in here. Well, actually. You know, I just had a brain genius idea, maybe. Maybe, potentially. Okay, no, I've changed my mind. This is fine. Alright. So, pour it back into your pot there. And scrape out what you can. I should be using a rubber spatula, but I'm dumb, lazy, and I'm already here. And you know what? That's the beauty of cooking. You don't gotta do things a certain way. You do everything however the fuck you want. There ain't no rules in the kitchen, except for all the rules people pretend is in the kitchen. There's only tips in the kitchen, really. Just tips. Alright. That's as much as I can get out. The rest of it can, I'll clean it later. Oh, yeah, this blender freaking pulverizes. And it pulverizes fast, too. I probably didn't need to run it for that long. I probably would have ran it for like about 5 minutes on my last blender. This one, though, is like, you need something smooth, huh? You need something smooth? I got you, fam. Don't worry about it. It's easy. It's easy for me. I'm the king blender. Alright, so at this point, gotta remember for myself. All-burst, yep. Heavy whipping cream. And I only need half a pint or 8 ounces. Alright. So, next up. Still very similar to Tikka Masala sauce. We still want to add a heavy cream to it. I'm not gonna lie. To this day, I don't know if there's a difference between heavy cream and heavy whipping cream. But since all I can find is heavy whipping cream, is what we're working with. Famous last words. I will clean up later. These are always my final words, quite honestly. Yeah, I'll get to that later. I should honestly put some water in it now. If I wasn't streaming, I'd put water into it now. And just let it run a few cycles, but I'm streaming. I'm doing this for the audience, not for this blender that I love. Alright. So I will say, and I will not have regrets saying it like this, the box creamed all over me, and now I have to deal with that, but now we're good. This is 1 pint, so I need about half of this, about. Let me actually close it and shake it up. Is the milk fat content between a heavy whipping cream and a heavy cream, I guess? Because, once again, I could never find a heavy cream in my grocery stores. So I'm just like, are they the same thing? And I'm overthinking this? Hate when that happens. Me too. Me too, fam. Alright. So, about half-ish of this. I couldn't find a half pint in my store, which is weird. Usually I can. I think about that much-ish. Half pint. That's close enough. You know what? I'm going to trust my instincts on that one. So half pint of that, I believe lemons, if I remember correctly. And the juice of 3 or 4 lemons. Yes. All right. I'm going to turn this real quick backwards to this way. Oh, wait. There's no difference between heavy whipped cream and whipped cream. They're the same? Okay. I've never done the research. It's one of those things I was like, I'm scared to ask at this point. All right. There's a technique here that I learned the other day. Even though I already fucked up because I wasn't supposed to cut these in the first place, but... So, squeezing a lemon. Obviously, you can use just squeezing. You can squeeze a lemon with your hand, whatnot. But if you're going to squeeze with your hand, normally, as a full lemon, if you roll it, just kind of very, like, firmly, like this, then you can kind of get it to a point where it's so soft that it's super easy to squeeze whenever you put it over something. Just one hand, super easy, not a problem. I forgot I had a cut on this hand. I'm laughing because I'm in pain. And it's my way of dealing with trauma. I fucked up. Corgi, post I fucked up. That said, that's just a fun tip. It's not one I suggest using right now. Not just because my hand has a cut on it, but because you'll very likely get seeds in it. There was another seed in there somewhere. I've lost it. Not a big... Oh, there it is. I'd say not a big deal if I do lose a seed. There we go. Cool. So I'm just going to use the actual squeeze thing. Because it'll keep the seeds inside of itself. I want to move you for a bit too. Oh, my finger was feeling actually okay for a bit. It was fine. And then me. Give me a moment, thank you. For even seeds. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Thank you, Corgi. I appreciate it. Yeah, but yeah, if you don't roll it first, you're gonna get, unless you need a workout for that day, it's not worth it. Wait. But, I forgot to say, one thing I am going to do is kind of fold it back in on itself. And, Jesus Christ. And I put the lemons inside of here to cook for a bit with the pasta. Just to kind of get a little bit extra flavor out of it. A few seeds might come in. Once again, not the hugest deal in the world, but kind of want to push this back in, and any seeds I can kind of get out, I will, but I'll kind of cook it with it for a bit. Oh, my hand, y'all! Oh, fun. Oh, jeez. I'm trying to keep it cool. It's not working. Alright. Light? Oh! What heavy cream was in the UK is double cream, and light is single cream. What's the difference between a single and a double cream? That's my next question. What the hell is the difference between those two? Alright. Here, 4 lemons. Alright. And here's where I go off on making where I really made my own flavors in this, which I think turned out pretty good. So let me pull a few extra ingredients real quick here from the fridge. You just have to believe me, that's what I'm doing back here behind the closed doors or the open doors. Yeah, here it goes. Wow. Cilantro, stir in. Cool. All right, cool. And I'm gonna turn that on a little bit. Alright, so 2 more things I add. Fish sauce and ketchup. Just to get different kind of flavors in there. Just slightly different flavors. Non-sugar ketchup, by the way. Non-sugar ketchup. And then fish sauce. So as you probably noticed, I didn't salt anything quite here yet. For me, the fish sauce fulfills that for me. So that's how I make it work. Let me remember how much I need though. 3 teaspoons, 1 tablespoon. Okay, cool. Wait, what? Did I really write that? Fuck me. I wrote down the amounts for these. And one of them I wrote 1 tablespoon. Okay. And the other one I wrote 3 teaspoons. For those of you who might not be in the know, 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. It's me, the smartest man alive. Nice to meet you. Same difference as light and heavy here, I guess. Light and heavy. Do we have a light whipping cream? I'm like sitting like thinking like, do we have light whipping cream? Is that a thing? Alright. Alright, come on there. Just get it in there. There we are. Alright. Stir that in. Get it real in there. The thing with the lemons, at least, is that as we kind of cook this together and cook the lemons inside of that we juiced, it kind of rehydrates with some of the liquids that's inside of the sauce itself, and it really gives it a nice, strong flavor when you re-squeeze them in. It's a nice little addition to this. Of course, you don't need to do it if you don't want the more lemony flavors. It's absolutely up to you. Oh, that is so velvety. Oh, my days. Can I put my stuff on here yet? No, it's still too hot, so I'll have to carry camera. But just to kind of peek over. There we are. So yeah, that's what the sauce looks like right now. Looks almost like a soup because that blender does such freaking good work. So it's just like, oh, that blender is insane. This blender is real good. Love you, buddy. Love you, buddy. Alright. Alright, just scraping off the edges here just a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad to leave the edges, like, for tomato, like, very on there because it burns a little bit. You scrape it right off, you got more of that burnt tomato flavor. Well, not burnt. Once again, gotta use better word choices. I'm not very technical when it comes to explaining things. Does a blender have a name? You know, I don't know yet. We've only had it for about 2 weeks now, honestly. It's been about 2 weeks since we got this one, because our old blender broke. I do need to name it, though. Chad, give me your names for a blender. Because this one is a beast. It's insane. Alright. Now, for this other part, I also need a little bit more cilantro. So I'll kind of match the amount I put in earlier. But once again, saving the tops. Only because, obviously, the tops look a lot nicer when you top off your plate with it. Otherwise, it doesn't truly matter if you say tops, bottoms, stems, or whatnot. It's all good. It's all flavorful. It's all really, really flavorful. Alright. Get that in there just somewhat. But like I said, if you really care about the appearance, start with bottom, let those get blended in, and then go from there. Alright, there we go. A little bit of green in there. Oh, that's looking good. There we are. Shredder, like the TMT villain is super good. Razor Ramon though, I'm actually kind of a fan of that. I'm a sucker for alliteration and puns. So, but Shredder is really good. But is it like my okay, all right. Didn't think you were that ready to start bubbling yet. Sorry about that. Is it too obvious? Is it too common? That's my thing I'm stuck on with Shredder. It's like, how many people out there will call their blender the Shredder? But how many people out there are calling their blenders the Razor Ramon? Alright, like, also, because it's really thick, if it starts bubbling, it splatters, so I'm kind of like trying to keep it off a little bit of heat for a second while I check some things. Let's see. Alright. Alright, so, how much did I get here? 4 cups. Okay. So this is where a processed water sauce comes in. So we want to thicken this a little bit more. So, we want to take this and we want to do about half a cup or so, which I'm trying like, watch where my half a cup's marker is so I can actually get to it. As I spill a bunch on the counter also, but that's probably about half a cup. Let's just assume it is. Because we're just going to cook it down anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But shouts to Starch Water, making huge, huge marks. Huge, very unnecessary marks all over the stove because it burns. Is what it is. Generic like Steve. See, Steve's good, and also new Smash character at the same time, so that works out. That's the wrestling. Oh, is it? I don't know anything about current day wrestling. So for me, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, you fooled me. You fooled me, Ellie Phil. You love to see it. Steve is good. Shredder's really good still. Razor Ramon. I don't know who he is, but apparently since he's an actual person. Can I take that name? Can I use that name? It's like me having my football shirt, my unintentionally football shirt. It says Beast on it, but apparently it's not just a Nike shirt that says Beast on it. It's actually a football player who's called, like, the Beast. And I was like, fuck! I don't know. Is he 90s? Okay, maybe I just missed it. WWF too? Okay. In which case, yeah. WCW, WWF. Okay, man, I just don't remember. That's the year I watched what little wrestling I did, so... Well, not little. I watched a lot of wrestling. So, yeah. Maybe I just missed out on that. You know, I'm just thinking about it, and like... I think Steve's going to be the answer, quite honestly. So I'm thinking like, well, what would my lady say if she was here, right? And the thought process kind of is like, okay, she didn't really watch cartoons in her childhood, so she doesn't know who Shredder is, so it just sounds like a verb to her, a verb noun thing to her, so it wouldn't have any impact. Razor Ramon, she might like, I'm not sure, but she likes ironic names a lot, and Steve would head home for her too. And considering it's her birthday, and she's kind of the one who really decided, we're getting this one, stop deciding, you big dumb idiot, you don't need to look at every blender in the world to decide. I'm like, no, I have to figure out my decision. I think Steve's going to be the answer, quite honestly. I think Steve's it. Oh, he was Scott Hall. Okay, because I know Scott Hall, but I didn't know Razor Ramon. Oh yeah, Rey Mysterio was like, he was the one who made my dumbass do dangerous wrestling stunts in my basement. Like, that dude was clean. Like, one of the wrestling matches I really actually remember as a kid was him versus Ric Flair for the heavyweight title. Obviously, Rey Mysterio during that era was nothing like a heavyweight. He was a very tiny guy. But, I remember that very, very clearly, and it was so good. It was such a good match. Unfortunately, Ray lost that one. So it would have been cool to see, like, a lightweight, like a flyweight, like Rey Mysterio hold the heavyweight champion. Chris Benoit, like, now that I'm watching in the after years, now I'm watching his stuff in the after years, I'm like realizing like, oh, I see why people like this guy. He's very, very good at what he does. Albeit, unfortunately, everything that happened around him and the fact that he used his literal head as his main form of attack, that was very dangerous. But you can kind of see like throughout everything he does, he just loves the idea of wrestling and doing everything around wrestling, and so on and so forth. He truly loves the events of wrestling. Oh, I'll check my stuff real quick, just to make sure I follow my steps. Toss the water, help clean the sauce, put down, okay. Honey, salt, pepper, perfect. Alright, so we're gonna let this cook down for a little bit. And as this cooks down for a little bit, we'll get our final taste test out of the way here. Yeah, Chris is very unfortunate, but yeah, whatever's going on in his head, just very, very unfortunate. But now I see his performances and like clips from Twitter and whatnot, is like I could just see he appreciated, he loved what he did. He truly gave his all for it. Sorry, just reorganizing here because we gotta do it. Alright, so for our last taste test of things I bought randomly while on a otherwise small favor. So this is Jägermeister Cold Brew. I just saw it in the store because I was looking for, obviously, Jägermeister for the smoker's cough drink. That's going to live rent-free in my head forever. But I'm like, look, that's like, you know what? That sounds actually pretty good. Jägermeister Cold Brew. Herbal liqueur made with an Arabica coffee and a hint of cacao. So, yeah. Let's give it a shot. I guess I don't need to put it in a glass. I mean, it's a Jaeger, so we'll just try it out of the glass real quick here. You'll be right back? Awesome. Hey, have a good one. Or have a good be right back. There were words in there. It wasn't very smooth. Jaeger coffee? I mean, I think it's just Jaeger with like hints of like actual coffee, or like mixed with actual coffee, is my understanding. It says a fusion of the Jägermeister and intense cold brew coffee, which cold brew coffee is very flavorful, so let's try it out. Okay, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's actually like, I like this. This is good. I get more of a chili flavor from it though. Not coffee. I get chili, and I love chili alcohol, mind you. Chili alcohol is like a match made in heaven. I don't know why I'm getting it from here. It's supposed to be a cold brew coffee, which is like bitter, yeah, but I'm like getting like these. I guess the heat from the alcohol is not helping that either. Okay, that second round I got like the actual coffee that time. Yeah, I actually got the coffee that time. But all in all, it's good. If you're a fan of if the idea sounds good to you, you'll probably like it. But it feels like amongst all my friends and the Twitch side of things, most folks don't actually drink on the Twitch side of things. So I know Dubs doesn't drink. Corky, I feel like you said somewhere along the line you don't drink. I don't remember. Some Eskimo barely drinks. But no, it's actually pretty good. You think the door's knocking? It should be. The door. My front door's right there. I think that might have been me smacking my spoon against the stove real quick. Now I'm psyched out. God damn it. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. But yeah, basically at this point, so what we're doing is we're just cooking down the pasta sauce this time. Just giving it a little bit of time. I'll put some stuff away real quick. Just for the sake of cleaning up. But after this point, the pasta sauce will pretty much be done. You kind of toss it with the pasta that you had cooling already. And then you just toss it in, let it cook a little bit more with it. I add a little bit more honey. I just haven't got to that step yet. After I cook it down, honey, salt and pepper. Squeeze some lemon hazard in there, remove them. Add a little bit more pasta water, toss the pasta coat. Yeah. We're almost to the end of this, team. We're almost to the end of this time. Just the door knocks and more hitting the pot. I mean, it probably helps that it was still metal against wood, or whatever. I guess pots are metal. I don't know what they are anymore. Synthetic metal, I guess. And my wood spoon. So it does sound like a door knocker. On that regard, you're actually right. It is the same type of sound and probably velocity that I'm getting it all at the same time. So if anything, you're a brain genius for putting those two together, Corby. You should be in Danganronpa. You're the one who needs to solve these mysteries. Because you're smart. But I mean, we already knew you were smart. That's a dead giveaway. But no, that's the major part of the recipe. I mean, we have a few more steps to go. We just have to cook down the pasta a little bit more at this point. I can probably move the camera back now that I've cleaned up the other area a little bit more. Let me just get that over here real quick. Oh, that's good. I just licked the blended pasta sauce. Oh, that's divine. That's real good. But basically, just cooking it down, let it thicken a little bit. We'll add a little bit more sugar in there, just to kind of edge off a lot of the salt and bitter that we've gotten in here so far. The honey really helps with that. You could probably do it earlier, but I just do it late. So that's just more straight sugar to really counteract the flavors. God, just pour that over my body. Okay, I mean, I can do it now, but do you want to wait till it's cold first? I mean, not that you need to see a lot of the bottom side of this, necessarily. And, you know, the pasta's behind me here. It's, yep, definitely short of being cooked, which is perfect. Has a nice bite to some of the parts there, but it's still a little bit too hard of a bite, which is perfect, because when I throw it in here, it cooks a little bit longer. So you kind of want to, that's one of the bigger things about cooking. While you kind of can do whatever you want with cooking, which is really cool in that regard, the thing with cooking is that it's more timing aspects than anything else. You want to time everything a little bit better if you're preparing different parts to the same meal. There we go. You can go in there. So like in this case, you want to kind of like, I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier with like the pasta sauce, I was undercooking that a little bit. Same thing with meat. Where the USDA says, hey, cook it to this very specific temperature. I mean, yes, if you cook it to that very specific temperature, it's safe in the sense of all the bacteria will be killed at that point. 99% of the bacteria will be killed at that point, and it'll be definitely edible at that point. But also, you're drying out the meat to such a degree that it sucks to eat. That's why people don't like chicken breast. They don't think they like chicken breast because when you cook it to 165, it's super dry. It's super unpalatable. That's really, really bad. So, I'm under the theory of cooking that, well, not theory, it's proven. I'm under the school of cooking that you cook it down to like about 150s or so, like 152 or so, 155 or so. Take it off your heat and let it sit for about 10 minutes. Because instead of cooking it instantly to one temperature that kills everything, you keep it at a consistent temperature over a course of time. And even when you take it off the heat, the temperature's still gonna rise for a little bit because all that heat's contained. But then after that, I mean, you have a lot more juicy of a chicken breast because you did cook all the water out of it, and it's still just as safe. So that's where the time aspect comes in. And time's very important when it comes to cooking, for sure. Okay, Google. Play Valhalla OST. Never mind. I have to do it in a very specific way. I have to do it in this way. Okay, Google. Play V811 Hall A OST, second round.
Playing VA11 Hall A, second round, full album, on YouTube Music.
Otherwise it doesn't work, which is really dumb. Also, it's a bit loud. There you go. Okay, Google. Play from beginning. You have to do it so specifically, but because I know all my gays, my OSTs, and how they pronounce stuff, it's all in here. It's all in here. It's perfectly fine. I triggered your Google. Is it playing right now? Tell me it's playing right now. Yo, Dubs, the king of arts is back, baby. Yo, Dubs, have you checked out my pasta sauce? Is no imposter for sure, but there's one imposter among us. Watch your back. It's me. It's your pasta guy. It's good to see you again, Dubs. It started playing something completely different. Amazing. Alright, how's this looking? Probably put it down a little bit more. Just a smidge more. I've always been here, but now I'm regretting it. See, the metagame always starts outside of the game, not in it. Ow. I burned myself, but I observed it. Because of what I did to Dubs. The spirit of Dubs inherited my pot, and then burned me. Mildly. That's the fun of cooking. Burning yourself every now and then. Getting your clothes messy. Make sure you don't wear a white shirt when you cook stuff, because otherwise you get that all messy. Just kind of, there we go. Because turn down the Chromecast on the TV to hear the command, and I was like, okay, playing Lemon by so-and-so? It's not even close! It's not even close! Makes 3 tablespoons of honey, if I remember correctly. Yes, perfect. Alright. So last time I only had 1 package of pasta. This time I have 2. So, what I'll need to do is, I think I'm going to reverse add this. I'm going to add this to this instead. Last time, I added the pasta to the pot. I'm gonna have to do it in reverse this time just because of the sheer size of number of noodles I have. Did he hit 11 as lemon? I think so. Wanna wash your dishes? I'll do that. Yeah. You can't tell me what to do though, Dubs. Oh, you were making butter chicken explode on you and you weren't wearing it. Oh no! Also, man, butter chicken does sound good too. I probably want a cap for this actually, so I can cook down a little bit more safely, but whatever. Whatever. How's this looking? Oh yeah. That's coming together. That's getting actually pretty thick. Put your thicks in the chats. While I try to find a top for this. I should probably have a top for this. It doesn't matter the size, really. There. There you go. That's fine. I've actually done that to my nephew. I drove by, basically. I mean, drove by, but I walked by and I was like, I saw him playing Xbox. I'm like, Xbox turned off. it was done. He was like, cool, thanks. You didn't say your name? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. That looks so scuffed. What does? The pan top? Oh man. I should probably got one that fit. But oh well. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's actually fine. Although the liquids are starting to go off to the side, and I should have probably just gotten one that fits, honestly. I'm just gonna get one that fits. It's actually fine. It just probably looks that way from screen vision. Is the word I'm gonna go for in this case. There we go. Leave the gap open just a bit so that there's grates on the side, but they don't work very well. I just cleaned the stove today because I had to, obviously, but man, it's back to where it was because I made pork carnitas this week with my pineapple and habanero recipe, and it was about this messy before. Because habaneros are orange too, so when I blended everything and put it back in the stove and splattered it everywhere. My inner Ramsey is shouting. Yeah, but as long as your Ramsey can't actually talk to me, I can just sit here and chillax and drink this muscle milk. This actually tastes like protein shake muscle milk. You're like, look at this fucking mess. Yeah, but I'm like, look at that pasta though. It's pretty good. If only I had to cook for one person in the restaurant all night, then that'd be perfect. But unfortunately, we have to cook for a lot of people in one night, and I quit. I quit Ramsey. It's too much work. That's really coming together. That's really looking good. Yeah, this is just a patient game at this point. Just let it cook itself down from that pasta while it was in there. Let the starch remain over so that it thickens the sauce inside of there. And that's pretty much at this stage. Then I'll add the honey, which I have way over the hill over here. I'll add a bit of honey. We'll add the pasta. We'll remove the lemons. We'll add it to the pasta. Salt and pepper. Because salt and pepper's good. Yeah. All right, how are you looking right now, bud? Damn it! I was really hoping I would not get burned by this. All right, I think we're good. It's getting out of hand, actually, as a matter of fact. So I'm gonna call it good. There we go. How do you say I love the duality of Kitchen Nightmares, Ramsey, and like the Kiss Master Chef? Yeah, because there was a period of time where I was watching a lot more Kitchen Nightmares because one of my friends was streaming it on Twitch. Early Twitch days where you could do that sort of stuff and get away with it. And so I got into Kitchen Nightmares, and then I was like on Netflix. I saw it on there, the British version. I was like, wow, let me go ahead and watch this. Dude's on there like, hey, you two are brothers. And so you need to work together. So you need to have some team building relationships. And he just goes out and plays soccer with them, or plays football with them. Excuse me, I have to use the proper terminology considering the country they were in. And they just go out and they just play football for a bit. It's like, this is so good. Too bad this Ramsay is completely unmarketable in the US. Or so we thought, at least. Then Netflix did British Baking Show, and turns out, oh no, Americans also really, really, really love wholesome cooking shows too. We were just too dumb to know at the time. Fox was too dumb to know at the time. Alright, so, at this step here, I want to remove the lemons from the pot. I probably want a bowl real quick, actually. Here we go. That's stuck to my table inexplicably. But what I want to do is grab it, squeeze the juice that rehydrated it, and put it onto the side. Then you internally scream for a little bit because it's really, really hot, and then you do it again. Squeeze, put away, internally scream, and then you do it once more. I'm not ready for the next one. My thumb's still hurt for that last one. I'm a little bit insane when it comes to my cooking. I realize this. Squeeze, throw away. Internally scream, but I can get rid of the internal screams this time. And that's one thing about cooking. The more you cook, the more numb your hands will get over the course of time. Because you're going to consistently use it for like hot objects, hot movement, burning yourself, so on and so forth. Alright. Delicious though. That is delicious. I'll tell you what, Bobby. I don't have a Hang of the Hill sound effect, so. Internal screaming has not ended. Yes, please wait until your internal screaming has ended before you move on to the next step. That's the most important part. Mental fortitude. Alright. Now, lastly, we want to add 3 tablespoons of honey, just at the end, to get that last piece of the trifecta of flavors in there. You have your bitter, you have your hot, you have your salts a little bit in there. We'll be adding a little bit of salt at this end point, so you don't have to add nearly as much. And kind of your sweet to kind of add to that complexity and get all that complexity in there into a very unique style and flavor. And umami, obviously, because tomatoes. Tomatoes is huge umami along with the fish sauce. Huge in umami, and that's why I do the ketchup. Huge umami. Delicious. Oh, that was really good actually, because that was the spoon I used for the fish sauce. Oh, that was good. Just let this stir for a bit. Just to kind of melt that down a little bit. And then we'll add salt and pepper to taste. Ryu twitches his hand live on stream for a live studio audience. Pain is temporary, but it still sucks. Don't be like me. You can cook smarter than me. Don't worry. I promise you can cook smarter than me. Alright, that's looking good. It's feeling thick. You can kind of see it. It's probably hard to show on like a wooden spoon because stuff doesn't stick, but you can kind of see the weight on it. If like, let's see if I can do it. Like, and then like, you can kind of see it. It's hard to really show. The honey helped out with the thickness just a bit. Just a bit. But we did cook it down about like to 60%, 70-60% range afterwards. Let me taste it. Oh my god. When did I become so good at this? Oh. Oh my gosh, when did I become so good at this? I don't remember. It was definitely within the last few months, but... Oh, man. Oh, that's good. Woo! Trying not to just drink this pasta sauce now. My lady comes back, she's just like, hey, where's dinner? So, I had the pasta sauce, and then I drank it. As she packs her bags and leaves. What you doing? Whoa! Jay, you all had me fucking killed that night while you were playing fight game. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, gosh. That night killed me. I had such a good time. I wasn't chatting much, but I was having a great ass time. That's good. But yeah, we have a Tikka Masala pasta sauce going on here. So a little bit of pepper here. You know, I'm honestly not going to put a whole lot in here. It mostly is for the look at this point, and fresh ground black pepper anyway. You don't need a lot. The finger. I probably don't need a lot of salt either, but just a smidgen to just really get some of the flavors out there. But I really don't think we need it. This is good. This is good. What, man? Yeah, you heard correct. It's a Tikka Masala pasta sauce that I snapped one day and decided I'm going to do this. And then I did. And it was delicious. And then I forgot to write everything down, so I had to do it from memory. So actually, one thing I didn't tell you, Stream Chat, is that so the first time I made it, I didn't record anything down. And then when I posted on like Facebook, someone asked me for the recipe, and I just sat there for a bit, like, fuck, what did I do? What did I do? I don't remember. So I had to write it from memory instead. So this is my first time actually testing the recipe that I wrote down. That's why it was very important for me to actually follow through with the recipe to make sure that what I wrote down actually works. And the answer is yes, it works. It works very, very well. Oh. God, that goes deep. Deep, 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 deep. Alright, perfect. Now back to my recipe, real quick. Let's see. There we go. Pasta, and then add some pasta water, toss some pasta coke. And cilantro. That last squeeze of lemon juice might not be necessary. I don't know why, but it really flavored out this time. I might not need that last half of lemon juice. Alright, because I'm making so much pasta this time, I'm gonna chug for a sub goal, hell no. If I was a bachelor, hell yes. But because this dinner is not for me, I'm gonna foster my relationship on this one for not $50. That partially goes to Bezos' pockets. But that said, another 10 subs, another cooking stream. You know how it works now. Every 10 subs equals a new cooking stream. And I did organize that differently this time to say it has to be 10 new subs because I cannot calculate, it doesn't calculate current subs, ongoing subs, or anything like that. So it's really a pain in the ass. So I'm trying to figure out something I can do for people who have been subbed for a while, or who currently sub. Like, I don't know, maybe a giveaway or something, just something nice to give back, because you all have been awesome. I literally wouldn't be doing this without y'all, you know? You know how much a smidge is? So here's this idea that's been rummaging in my head, Jay. What if we had a cooking show, right? A cooking show where... Oh, never mind. Where you have a old elderly grandmother who's giving out the recipe. And their style of giving out recipes was like, oh, you just need a pinch of this, a smidge of this, just a little bit of that, where they didn't have as much recipe cookbook styles or information to really balance back on. It was just like, yeah, use a pinch of this, a smidge of that, just and some old, like, older styles of measurement, like, just like all that sort of stuff. Whenever you had a cooking show around that, you had to make their recipe, and like they had to judge how closely you got to what they were expecting. And you could have professional chefs on there and everything too. And the point will be to hit her recipe, not to make a better recipe. So you have to listen to her, and you have to understand cooking through and through to really make it work out. I think that would be a great cooking show. Let's see. Otherwise, how you doing? How you doing, Jay? Good seeing you. I peeked in on your cooking stream this morning while I was getting ready before I remembered, oh right, I have to get other stuff for the sub goal and drink a damn smoker's cough. I do not suggest that, by the way. There we go. Toss that in there. I'm warming this pan right now. I'm just gonna start tossing in a little bit. Now, at this point, you can add a little bit of butter if you want a little bit more richness with this, but I don't. And especially since this is my first time cooking with a truffle pasta. I don't use truffle like ever in my cooking. This is my first time, technically, even though it's just a part of the pasta. It's just one of those things that's like, I'm just not sure what that looks. I don't know sure that tastes like or anything like that. So, in that regard, I'm kind of like, yeah. I'm just not going to add the butter, the pat of butter sometime. But, you know, a lot of pasta and pasta enthusiasts really swear by that, adding a little bit of oil at the end. I agree. I mean, because fat is flavor, but it's not very necessary at the same time. So I have this on a high heat. So it's cooking through a little bit more. I'm going to add a bit more of pasta water just to get that kind of final thickening and a last little helping of salt. Is that a half cup? A little bit more. There we go. We're going to try to cook that down a little bit more to help it stick to the pasta. Last little bit of salt to help it out, and at least for this part of my cooking stream, that'll be it. At this point, afterwards, I will be doing I'm cooking some scallops to place on top of it. But scallops are so basic to cook that I don't feel like it needs to be streamed, and I want to save it for a little bit closer to when she actually gets back home, which I never know when that's going to be, because she's been working hella overtime because she works in a medical lab. And there's something slightly going on out in the world right now that makes it very, very hard to know at what time she'll be done for the day. So I'm going to cook the pasta for now, and then I'll prepare some scallops later to top on top of it. And that is when I will post the pictures on twitter.com, bird.com, where they keep making decisions that everyone complains about and then immediately forgets like 2 weeks afterward. Just keep working this through here. Let it cook down a little bit more as it keeps thickening a bit. And at this point, at least in my recipe, I have a step for adding lemon, the last squeeze of lemon, because I used 3 squeezes of lemon, or 3 half lemon squeezes. I don't know if that's necessary, honestly. I'm like, that was really good. Like, it's set up to the point where it's like, I got all the flavors that I wanted in it, and like the lemon is already coming through, and I don't want to oversell that actually. So no, maybe I wasn't as strong with the flavors last time. Overall, and some of the numbers that I put in or felt like I remember putting in really took over. So yeah, I definitely hope she had a good day, but you know, at the same time, she's just working a lot, and her job seems very military-esque in their approach to things. Like, oh, did you fuck up on something? All right, you need quote-unquote retraining, which is you doing ugly grunt work as punishment for messing up on thing. And it's like, oh, wow, okay. That's, I mean, I know it's a medical lab, they can't fuck up, but is that trifecta of like cheap, they want cheap, accurate, and fast. And it's like, pick 2, but they're trying to pick all 3. And it's like, no, you can't pick all 3. You can't be, that's not the path to effectiveness. Especially as a medical testing lab. So, but that's her woes. not here to burden you all with it. I'm here to make it better by giving her this delicious pasta sauce. Well, pasta and pasta sauce. And then scallops on top of it. And if you haven't ever had scallops at home and you're like, I don't know, it's very rich and expensive and I don't want to make it. Scallops are super easy. I can explain it to you right now. Just get a big enough fry pan. Put it on medium high or high heat. Put a high smoke oil inside of it. Dry your scallops, tat your scallops dry. Forgot that step almost. Then put it in pan. Let it cook for like 2 minutes. Flip on the other side. Let it cook for like 2 minutes. Cool. It's browned on both sides. You can salt and pepper it when it's cooking on the first side if you so choose. I would say you should. And then bada bing. Bada bing. There you go. You got scallops, baby. That's all they do in restaurants for the most part. Oh, that's cool now. That's cold now. I can put that away. So, like with that, that's all you need for scallops. Scallops are super simple. They just make it sound fancy at restaurants. You can if you afterwards you're done with it, take all the scallops out, put them aside, go back in the pan with like some garlic, some rosemary, some lemon, scrape up all the brown bits, stir it up and then deglaze it with some red or white wine. You got a nice butter sauce in there. Butter, I should probably say. You should also put some butter in there too, along with the white wine. Your work's the same way. You know, you said you were studying at one point. I actually don't know what you're studying. I've never actually asked, because I'm like, I don't want to be a weirdo who just shows up and like, I'm going to get really too personal about things. But I have been curious since you mentioned it. Alright, so you can't really see it all that greatly. Hold on a sec here. But, I'm going to turn that off here. Going to move it above. There we go. So you can kind of see that the pasta's now re-thickened. It's kind of sticking to what's down there. And as it cools a bit more, it should like really solidify what's on there. Normally you're supposed to finish in a fry pan. I know that. But, no. Just no. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You can't make me. Because if you did, you would have to travel really far, and that would not be social distancing. And unfortunately, that's currently against the rules, even though I've been stuck inside like multiple days, like for weeks on end. And I'm being very good about it, so if anyone came by my way, I would not get them sick. But I mean, more or less, that's pretty much how you make the pasta sauce. And if anyone didn't really notice in the chat, actually, that was noisy, I know. I'm just saying I want to use cast iron for the scallops whenever I get those started, because cast irons hold heat super, super well. But yeah, if you haven't done it in the chat yet, go ahead. You can always type in !recipe to get the recipe for the Tikka Masala sauce in there, the pasta sauce in there. And I'm pretty damn proud of it. Like, I'm really happy of how that turned out. It tastes really, really good. I really, really like it. And with that little bit of cooking at the end, it turned out perfectly. It has that nice, fairly tough bite to it. That true al dente, I guess, as the cool kids call it. But I'm not a cool kid. I'm just a guy. Oh, it's Empress of Myth. It's super good. Absolutely worthwhile. You should absolutely check it out. Yeah, there's a recipe there, but definitely check out the VOD if you get the opportunity. I don't think any of it should be muted because I used video game music, so everything I sing should be okay. I'm going to assume it's going to be okay. Well, I mean, I guess for this final point, you know, obviously you don't have to stick around for this last little point, but it's just me. I should probably figure out when she's going to be home before I start making scallops, because you don't want scallops to sit. I was like checking real quick. She hasn't texted me, so she's probably working a little bit late. So actually, I'm going to not turn that on, not start it quite yet. And I'll just say, I made the pasta sauce. It's there. Add whatever sort of meat you want to add to it. I think the last time I made it, I did the scallops. I just browned some bay scallops and I just topped it on top and I put a little bit more cilantro in there. Speaking of cilantro, the last little step here to kind of give it a little bit of a nicer look, put a little bit more cilantro in there. Just a bit more. So that it has a little bit more of that green-red contrasting look. You don't need a lot in there. You probably want to save some for like a plating or anything like that. Definitely do that. And then stir it in just a bit more. So you kind of get that nice little green-red contrast in there. That looks really fancy and nice. Yeah, there we go. And then a bit more. So I can sprinkle it on top so I can make it look all fancy on the top layer. So I plunked a big chunk of it in the corner, so you know, there's my specialty. Dropping combos. I am the cool kid. Hey, thank you, Pringles. It means a lot coming from you, from the ultimate of Cali. So there you go. Kind of like a little bit more gray in there. Gives it a little bit more visual flair and appeal. As people do say, you do eat with your eyes. Rather, unfortunately, it seems to be true. A lot of people won't eat something if it smells good. If you say it tastes good, they will not touch it unless it looks good. And that's really an unfortunate part about at least US food culture. I don't know about the rest of the world. I can't speak for the rest of the world. But I've gone to places where food is very ugly and it's freaking delicious. So that's all I can really say. But I've had plenty of coworkers who are like, wow, that smells really good. Oh yeah, you told me about that recipe you made. That tastes really good. It's also healthy. Hey, do you want to try some? No. So that's one thing I've been really focusing on these last few months. Like, how do I make the food look prettier? How do I make it a way that's appealing to people so I can attract people in to either try the recipe via their own cooking style or that they actually want to eat it. It's a very important part of cooking that I need to get better at. I know it's a part that I've lacked a lot on it. Where'd you find the pasta? Oh, so that was at Whole Foods, actually. There we go. Hold on. Whoops, I messed it up. Onionless version. So I'm thinking, if you want to make an onionless version, and every onion, no matter what style of onion, like if you got shallots, red onions, leeks, they are all really bad for you. Is that any onion whatsoever? I guess that's kind of the first part. So a lot of flavor comes from onion, so can only have green onion tops. That should work fine, actually. You might need a lot, but it should work fine if you can get that. Onion infused garlic oil. Oh! If you can use make infused onion oil then. Like, I still swear by it because it was about a month ago when I first made my first bottle of the infused onion oil. It's gone. Onion infused olive oil. I mean, gotcha. I was gonna say onion and garlic oil sounds amazing, but like, the first bottle's gone. I highly recommend you make infused onion oil. I have another bottle though, so that's why I'm not too worried about it. So yeah, definitely use that. I would say use the green onion tops for sure. And if you can use green tops from the leeks, that might also be good, and you could just like pull them out. Otherwise, I would say go heavy on the garlic. Fry that up for like 2 minutes or so, and then that will replace the onion. You might have a more garlicky flavor, obviously, but that's good. That's actually good. But I found the pasta at Whole Foods. That was a Whole Foods pasta. They have a lot of interesting pastas over there. I was actually just looking for, like, the thing about that's hard to find about pasta is that if you want an egg, and a pasta that actually uses egg, Whole Foods is pretty much the one place that carries it without going to, like, an Italian shop that we don't have much of in Colorado. So you kind of have to just kind of work with what you got. You won't get fresh pasta anywhere, as far as I can see. Haven't been to Whole Foods in years. Sprouts probably has it, honestly. I think Sprouts would be fine. Corgi's back, everybody! Yo! Let's give a round of applause for Corgi, everybody. Showing back up on the scene here today. We love Corgi here. But definitely, Whole Foods definitely has it. Sprouts probably has it. I'm sure Natural Grocer has some interesting pastas. Just look for any sort of egg pasta, basically. Look for any egg pasta. Also, Tony's will have egg pasta too. So check out Tony's. I think actually, no. The first time I did it, I think maybe I got it from Tony's. Check out Tony's. Do Tony's. One clap. That was like, hi, Corgi. That's extremely what Dub sounds like. I nailed it 100%. But yeah, until I kind of know what time my lady comes home, I think this is kind of the end of the cooking stream. But before I go off anywhere or anything like that, anyone have any questions about what they saw? General cooking questions? I mean, any sort of like, I need an idea for this. Any cooking questions you have, feel free to shoot it my way here in the next couple minutes while I finish my last bit of my muscle milk, my pre-meal meal. I'm really lucky there's an Italian restaurant 2 blocks from me that sells their home, but I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. What? I want that. I want that. Me want that. Me go crazy without fresh pasta. Oh, you're so lucky. 2 blocks nonetheless? Damn. We have a lot of good restaurants near us, but the Colorado special is, yeah, there's a distillery or a brewery every 2 blocks. So I can walk to a distillery, which is actually pretty strong, honestly, considering what you do at a distillery/brewery. But, man, I sure would like better cooking materials, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, any other questions, anything like that? I think you all saw the finish of the pasta. Just in case you want to see it one more time, there's for you the Tikka Masala pasta. Top with a little bit of cilantro on the top and mixed in for different effects so it looks really pretty. The red and green's always a nice color. That's why we have it for Christmas. And various countries have it on their flags. So perfect combination of colors for making people eat with their eyes. And the next step is preparing a savory meat with it, but I'm holding off until my lady comes back. So just want to make sure I answer all the questions I have with this. I'm gonna use an onion oil, my onion infused oil, to cook these scallops. But yeah, I guess any other final questions, and if not, I think that'll be a stream. We cooked a lot today. We did the cooking. It turned out super, super good. I'm very, very happy with how that turned out. It's so, so good. But I want to make sure I get any cooking questions out of the way before I run off. Not that you can't reach me on Twitter, that you can't reach me probably on Twitch, honestly. I know a few people are talking to me like I am via on Twitch, so that's also fine. How can we be as cool as you? You've already done it, Dubs. You have your own skill set, your own specialties, your own thing that attracts people to you that I can never imitate, and vice versa, quite honestly. And you know what? That's what makes us special as a group. That's what makes us special as different people who are connecting together as one. Speaking of connecting together as one, Dr. Dubs is going to be hosting on Halloween Day a Dungeons and Dragons game session. I don't know, one-off. Dungeons and Dragons one-off next week. Oh, she said stop. I'm stopping. No, I'm not. I need to tell you. Oh. Well. I guess I'm gonna start drinking now. Apparently it's canceled. I can't believe Dubs has brought me to drinking. Rotary's limitations have fucked that idea. I mean, if you want to do something like tell us to get like some dice. My lady has dice, like a packet of dice. I can get that. That's not a problem. If you just want us to stream our dice rolls to you, I can do that. And plus, me and Minimat are like, it's like I think we can make it work still. But let's talk about it later. Not something we have to do here. It's not the dice. Oh, I mean, I should say we can probably do it just via web cameras, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I can point down at my table, show my dice rolls, we can point at ourselves. We obviously stream, we know how to do this part. So, it's the imagery I was working on. Okay. I can't believe it. Dubs has led me to drink. The art was important for the aesthetic. Well then, next Saturday, I'll be streaming like normal. I think I'm going to do another reset to CX, probably. We'll see what happens then. And I was playing Planet Dead. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks, buddy. That sucks. It is what it is. I do really appreciate you coming up with the idea. And if somewhere down the line you decide, wait, I know how to do this now, or I want to do it in this way, you have some sort of golden idea, please let me know. I'm really down for it. Ooh, a microbar. That sounds good, actually. Proof Robert posted a microbar. Is it like a microbrewery, or is it microbar mean something different than like a small brewery? Yeah, it doesn't have to be Halloween. It could be whatever the hell we want. We can still make it spooky, and it could be March. It's no big deal. If that's when it happens, that's when it happens. But no, I'm absolutely 100% like, you talked me into it, and now I'm invested 100%. So you can't get rid of me, Dubs. I'm lashed to you forever. May not be done in the week. That's fine. Take your time, bud. Magic happens. I ain't got to send it into the place. Okay, yeah, I did remember correctly that you don't drink also, Corey. Like, I think most of my Twitch specific crowd don't actually like drink. I think I'm like technically the only one, and on the sake of like, yeah, I could use a beer after this really hard week. But yeah, once again, that's it. Thank you all for joining in. Greatly appreciated. I guess I'll just clean up, and if she's still working really late, maybe I'll just like stream some Mahjong Soul to kill some time. I'm not ready. Who am I kidding? I'm not ready. I'm not fucking ready. I'm not ready for that. I'm just gonna play it by myself and get really mad at myself. You all take care. Have a good one. Thanks again. If you hit the follow button, or if you did hit the follow button, thank you very much. My stream broke halfway through, so I can't see all the follows that happened. Stream Hades? I could stream more Hades, honestly. That'd be fine. I wouldn't even complain about that. But otherwise, hit the follow button if you haven't already. I stream a lot more video games. These are only kind of one-off things. Every time I get 10 new subs, I do a new cooking stream. So, definitely keep your eye out for it next time. Y'all take care. Have a good one. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Have a good you, because you're the best you that you could possibly be. Take care, y'all.